15 seconds.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Willie Akers Arena for a sold-out crowd that's going to watch the Chapmanville Tigers take on the Logan Wildcats. James Barker, my illustrious partner, Chris Kidd, alongside me tonight. And Chris, matchup number 2 between these teams on the season, and you couldn't ask for a better atmosphere.
It feels like we just did this a couple days ago. I mean, that's what's so fun about this year. You know, you don't have to wait for seconds. You get to have them right off the bat. Again, it's just 8 days ago we had that 51-47 thriller down in Chapmanville, and now both teams come in here, haven't lost since then. Chapmanville blew out Mingo Central 77-39 on Saturday. They haven't played in 6 days now. Logan had a couple of tough games this week. They blew out South Charleston, but Coach Green didn't feel like they played as well as they could have in that game. Won 46-22, and then had that nail biter 58-56 over Winfield on Tuesday night with David Early hitting the winner. So it'll be interesting to see how they come out in this game off of that emotional high last Thursday, trying to regroup and trying to position themselves come sectional play now.
Chapmanville comes into tonight's contest with a 15-2 record, ranked number 1 in Class AA in West Virginia. Logan, a 17-2 record, ranked number 3 in Class AA in West Virginia. Chris and I are going to step aside for a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups for you. You're listening to high school basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Production.
Chronic wounds can really slow you down. At Logan Regional Medical Center, we want to help you get back to doing the things you love without having to travel far from home. That's why the team from our Advanced Care Wound Center combines expertise and advanced technology, like the region's only hyperbaric oxygen therapy program, helping you to heal quickly. Logan Regional Medical Center.
Healing starts here.
It's Thornhill's 13th month used car blowout at Thornhill Factory Outlet. Overstocked and priced to sell. Get your best deal on the used vehicle of your choice. Available from $8,300 and up. Thornhill Factory Outlet, Fountain Place Mall, Logan. We've got your best deal here.
Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services, founded in 1975 by Riley Joe Evans, is a full-service funeral provider, offering services that respect all faiths, personal preferences, and financial considerations. They are the only funeral home in Boone, Lincoln, Logan, and Mingo counties with its own crematory. For more information, contact Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services at 304-855-3232 or visit www.evans-funeral-home.com or like Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services on Facebook to see their updated obituary information.
Celebrate the new year in a new Buick with 0% APR for 72 months on most Buick models, including all Buick SUVs like 2019 Buick Encore all-wheel drive for $21,900 and over $7,000 off 2018 Regal Tour X all-wheel drive wagon.
Logan Physical Therapy wants to help you. Have you been injured at work or in an accident? Come to Logan Physical Therapy and Doug Hibbs will provide a thorough, careful evaluation and create a comprehensive treatment program that will get you back on your feet. Logan Physical Therapy, turning setbacks into comebacks.
Back here at Willie Akers Arena, James Barker, Chris Kidd with you. WVOW Radio 101.9 FM, 1290 AM in Logan, West Virginia. Nationwide insurance agent Greg Dalton is a proud supporter of Chapmanville and Logan athletics and the community of Logan County. For auto, home, life, and business, talk with the Greg Dalton Agency at 304-855-4906. Time now for the Logan Regional Medical Center keys to the game. And Chris, we've seen this matchup just 8 days ago. We have seen how these two teams match up with each other. What are your keys to the game tonight for the Wildcats and for the Tigers?
Well, again, for Logan, they've got to find a way to isolate David Early some on the offensive end. They were able to do that some in the second half of the game last time. Again, Philip Mullins played good defense in the first half, got into foul trouble, and then that freed up early. But I think the big thing tonight is who can get hot or contribute for Logan offensively. Again, in the first game, Drew Hatfield just with 6 points. Peter Noe had a good game with 12, but they've got to get more production out of Drew Hatfield tonight to alleviate some of that pressure off of David Early. And for Chapmanville, again, it's going to be done on the defensive defensive end the same way it was the first time. Can they limit David early? But more importantly, can they stop the supporting cast? Again, whenever they've been able to do that in the past, Logan hasn't been able to do much against them. And Chapmanville, they got to shoot better in this game. Neither team particularly shot well in the first game, and they had some good looks. But if Chapmanville can get their shooters going in this game, Andrew Scholl had a nice game, but they got to get something from Devin Collins here, who struggled some from the field but still had 8 big points. So if you can get some of the typical scores for Chapmanville going, it could be a tough night for Logan, but Logan's also got to have their role players step up too.
Those are the Logan Regional Medical Center keys to the game. Remember, the key to your health care is with Logan Regional Medical Center, where they offer a wide range of surgical services. No need to travel far when you can get the medical attention you need close to home with Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you. Starting lineups being introduced here shortly by public address announcer Justin Turner. We have them for you already. Logan with the familiar starting lineup. Drew Hatfield, the 5'11 junior, averaging 14 points per game, gets the start at the point guard position. He'll be joined at the shooting guard spot by Noah Cook, the 6' junior. David Early plays that hybrid 2-3 position. The 6'4 junior averaging 28.6 points per game. Chucky Felder, the start on the inside, the 6'1 senior. And then Peter No, the man in the middle for the Wildcats, the 6'10 senior, gets the start as well for the Wildcats. For Chapmanville, again, a familiar starting lineup. They've had it all season aside from one game. Philip Mullins, the 6'3 junior, gets the start. Andrew Scholl, 6'1 junior, gets the start at that shooting guard position. The 2 forwards for the Tigers are Jordan Kish, 6'3 senior, and Devin Collins, 6'7 senior. And then Obina Anachili Killen, the 6'9 junior, gets the start inside. Obina averaging 14.8 points per game, Chris. Devin Collins, 14.5. Those are the guys that really move the offense for the Tigers when the ball gets inside the paint. But, you know, Devin can shoot from the outside, and you mentioned it. Chapmanville shot woefully from the outside in the first matchup. 3 of 16 from the outside, something to that effect. And you mentioned in one of your keys to the game, they have got to get going from the outside if they want to win tonight.
Yeah, and you had, like, Jordan Kish was shut out in that game. You know, he's a player that averages over 10 points a game for Chapmanville throughout most of this season. And Kish, in 4 games against Logan since he's come to Chapmanville, has not scored more than 3 points in any of those contests. So I look for him to try and look for a shot early here to see if he can get going. But it is going to probably be up to Obina again on the downside. Again, he had 19 points in the first meeting, had 13 of those in the third quarter where he and Early were going back and forth with each other. But Devin Collins, I think he'll be another one here this evening. He's going to really look for a shot because I know he didn't like the way they played in that first game against Logan. And you know he wants to come out here and put on a show in front of this type of a crowd.
Yeah, you're looking at one of the best traditions in high school basketball right now on Video Productions, the light show here at Logan as Logan starters get announced. And with the packed house here, Chris, it adds just a little bit more flavor. You and I, graduates of Logan High School, we have seen this place like this before. It's kind of like when the ghosts come out and you start to feel all the old stories of this beautiful facility. And Chris, there's nothing like it in the state of West Virginia.
It is, and anyone that comes down and sees this or is watching it with us on Video Productions or with WVOW, you know how special this is to come out here again. No one else in the state has anything quite like this, and even if you're on the opposing side, it gets you fired up. And here tonight, I think you're going to see a Logan team that's going to come out with a lot of intensity early on after the way that last game ended.
A couple of members of our community were lost this past week and over the last couple of days. Willis Markham, one of the part owners in Markham Trucking, key member in Logan's community, passed away. We pass our condolences on to the Markham family, and then Stanley Justice of the Chapmanville area, the father of Kathy Dalton, and the grandfather of Allison Justice Taylor, passing away over the last couple of days. We pass our condolences along to the Justice family as well as the Markham family tonight, as they were key cogs of both communities in Logan and Chapmanville. We'll step aside for a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll have the tip-off here between the Wildcats and the Tigers. You're listening to high school basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Seriously injured. Now it's time to pick a lawyer.
You pick one with big verdicts and settlements?
We've successfully handled many million-dollar cases.
How about the recommendation of a friend?
We probably helped somebody in your neighborhood.
How about a firm with lots of resources?
You can have it all.
We're Farmer Klein and Campbell.
Well-known and very effective.
When you call us about your injury, you'll know you've made the right decision.
Farmer Klein and Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
I've been a lot of things over the years. Your blind spot, your loose satellite dish, a literal deer in the headlights. But it's a new year and I'm making a resolution. No more mayhem. This year, I'm everything that helps keep you safe. Like the fuzzy yellow tennis ball, dangling from a string, helping make sure you pull the car in far enough. But not too far.
Chronic wounds can really slow you down. At Logan Regional Medical Center, we want to help you get back to doing the things you love without having to travel far from home. That's why the team from our Advanced Care Wound Center combines expertise and advanced technology, like the region's only hyperbaric oxygen therapy program, helping you to heal quickly. Logan Regional Medical Center.
Healing starts here.
Williamson Health and Wellness Center takes pride in working with knowledgeable and caring physicians who make a positive impact on our community. Excellent dental care for all ages is provided here by Dr. Sahasi. Podiatry is covered by Dr. Nielsen. He helps many in need of critical foot care. Although Williamson Health and Wellness Center offers many more services, the goal is single in mind. Help this great community have a healthier and higher standard of life. Williamson Health and Wellness Center.
Back here at Willie Akers Arena, James Barker, Chris Kidd, national anthem is over, and we're ready for round two between the Wildcats and the Tigers.
Let's do this, James. Let's do it. Let's go.
Packed house here. We went to the gate at about 6 o'clock. About 100 tickets were left. I think those have been sold. This is probably one of the largest crowds I have seen in this venue since about, well, last year.
Yeah, and you know what? If you get a look at the stage later on the broadcast too, again, you see they put chairs on the stage. It's so jam-packed right now. Roger Gert's squeezing every ounce and everybody in here he can tonight, and God bless him for it.
Chapmanville wearing their road black uniforms, have the name Tigers outlined in white. Logan, their home white uniforms with the royal blue Logan outlined in gold. We are set to go here from Willie Akers Arena between the number 1 team in Class AA and the number 3 team in Class AA, between the Tigers and the Wildcats. The tip is controlled by Logan. They'll move from left to right across your radio and internet feed. Hatfield across the timeline, guarded by Scholl, gets a high screen from No, rolls over to his right on the wing. Tried to get a pass inside to Peter No, it's tipped around, and Collins knocked it out of bounds. Will it go to the Tigers? It will.
And that was a good job by Devin there. It looked like Peter No had beaten him to the basket and gotten him off of that screen, but Collins cut him off at the last second, was able to get some inside position and ruin the pass, and was able to get the deflection back for Chapmanville.
Scholl running the point for the Tigers, guarded by Hatfield. They give it to Killen, top of the key. Motion offense for the Tigers as Elkins picks it up. He gets the start tonight instead of Kish. 3 from the corner for Philip Mullins is good to start the scoring.
And if he gets going, James, that has been big every time he's scored for Chapmanville.
Early races back the other way. Offensive rebound to Felder, back outside to Hatfield. Head fakes, foul line, picks it up now outside to Cook, and Early will try to reset back outside to Hatfield. 3-0, Chapmanville leads, 7:05 here in the first quarter. Scholl guarding Hatfield, gets 2 high screens, now will drive inside, fadeaway jumper near the baseline, no good, rebound tipped out as Killen chases for it, tipped to No, now picked up by Elkins. Elkins drives in, shot up, no good, they're going to call a charge in.
And again, a topsy-turvy play right there. You're going to see a lot of this throughout the evening as we take a look here at our Kinsel Law instant replay. You see Mullins just camped out over in the right corner. Felder was having to give ground there in case Scholl tried to take it to the basket, and that left Philip Mullins all alone from three. And anytime he's gotten hot in the game this year, James, like Fairmont Senior, that has really helped Chapmanville get over the hump.
No with it on the left elbow, looks inside early. Early curls, jumper 15 feet away, no good. Rebound tipped out, tip to Obina Killen. Obina drives in, he's fouled, and will go to the line to shoot two.
And that was just a no-win situation for David Early, James, because you don't want to give up the thunder slam to get the Chapmanville crowd and team riled up, but you really didn't want to pick up a foul just 92 seconds into this game. That's what really hurt him on Tuesday night against Winfield. Picked up 2 fouls really quickly and was plagued with foul trouble all night.
So Killen at the line to shoot two, makes the first. Chapmanville a 4-0 lead. Interesting move from Brad Napper, Chris, to start Elkins over Kish as you look at your all-state replay on the foul by Early and putting Killen at the line.
And again, just so quick with those feet and those arms, able to get out in front that time and force the issue on Early.
2-2-1 full court pressure here for Chapmanville as Killen misses the second. So it's 4-0 Chapmanville lead, still by Mullins. Up ahead to Scholl. Scholl lays it in. It's a quick 6-0 lead, and Zach Green wants a timeout.
And you're telling me this Chapmanville club wasn't fired up after a lot of the talk after the first game, James. Again, a lot of people saying they could have lost, possibly even should have lost, that Logan is right there with them, and I think that they are in a lot of ways as well. But this Chapmanville team, they're number one in the state for a reason. They're the defending state champs for a reason. They're coming out here quick, trying to send a message to this Logan team.
Don't forget to be signed to take time to sign up for real-time text and email alerts about power outages and restoration estimates in your area at AppalachianPower.com/alert. 6-0, Chapmanville a lead here with 6:09 to go here in the first quarter. And Chris, right now the Tiger defense really clamping down.
Yeah, this full court pressure is bothering Logan right now. Now the Wildcats have got to settle down. Again, they've taken the initial surge from Chapmanville. Will it become a tidal wave, or will they settle into this game? We're going to find out soon.
Hatfield with it, top of the key. Scholl guarding him. The Tigers still in that man-to-man defense. Early with it, extended right wing now. He'll drive, right baseline, step back, fade away on the baseline, jumper no good, rebound by Mullins. Mullins gets it up ahead. He seems to be, maybe got poked in the high. Elkins with it, head fake, three from the right side, short, no good. Rebound controlled by No.
That's a big miss right there. Again, if Elkins hits that, you're looking at a 3-possession game, and Chapmanville possibly smelling blood early.
Hatfield with it. Logan trying to get on the board. They're 0 for 3 from the field so far tonight with 2 turnovers. Cook with it, gets it inside Early. He's double teamed, gets it inside to Felder. Good pass. That was intended for Peter No, as Felder able to find him, and No with the bucket.
And it looked like Felder may have had that poked out of his hands, and it found Peter No. But a big basket there, but you see how hard David Early's having to work just to get open.
Collins, 3 on the way, good. That's a kid that could not get hot from the outside in the last meeting, but Collins drains a 3 there to give Chapmanville a 7-point lead, 9-2.
And he's had so many big games, like 26 against Liberty Heights, where they went to North Carolina. As we see it here at Arkansas Law, instant replay. Again, the balance off of that screen, running into it, and able to set his feet and drain that 3. Again, one of the most dangerous shooters in the state. 2
substitutions for Logan as Mitchell Hayner and Tanner Lambert check into the game. Full court pressure again from the Tigers as Hayner breaks it, gets it across the timeline, gets it back to Hatfield, and now the Tigers get back in their man-to-man defense. 9-2. Chapmanville leads.
And Philip Mullins just inside of David Early's jersey right now. He's shadowing him every second he comes across midcourt.
Hatfield kicks in the corner to Hayner. He thought about the shot. Now will drive right baseline. Gets it across to Lambert, goes through his hands and out of bounds. Another turnover for the Wildcats. That's 3 now on the night.
And Logan has got to find a way to generate some offense without the ball in David Early's hands. They're not going to get any clean looks for him if they don't do that. It's something that is a must at this moment. Somebody's got to step up and make a couple of plays here for Logan to try and free up Early.
4:15 to go here in the first quarter. We thank you for listening to this high school basketball game on WVOW 101.9 FM, 1290 AM in Logan, as well on video productions. Mullins with it, gives it back to Scholl, top of the key, he'll drive. Pull-up jumper around the elbow for Scholl, no good. Rebound tipped around, controlled by Obina. Obina loses it, stolen away by Hatfield. Hatfield races up ahead with it. Good pass in between. It's a block from Chili killing though. As Obina came from nowhere again to spike it off the glass.
He nearly brought down the backboard on that, and now it's going to be another turnover.
Mullins with the steal. Goes up, gets past early, misses the layup though. But did he steal it back? No, he called a foul on Mullins.
And that's a big miss there as Chapmanville had a chance to take the 9-point lead. But here on our All-State Instant Replay, James, again, watch how Urbina times it, just bam, right off the backboard. He does so well. Again, he does it on purpose. He baits you into getting to the rim on some of those shots because he knows he can get there and he knows he can block it.
And what's great about this Chapmanville defense, Chris, is any other team in the state, they probably score there. Goes a beautiful pass by Hatfield as he drives here behind the back to No, fights inside, tries to go up. Good defense by Chili killing again. He may have got a piece of it, but the rebound comes out all the way to Early. Early now will drive. Goes in, left hand, shot is good.
Excellent job by Early. Was able to keep Urbina away with that offhand to get some separation.
9-4. Collins drives left baseline. Skip past the Scholl on the right side now. Back outside Kish, who's checked in. 3 on the way for Jordan. It's good.
And that's what I mentioned, James. He was scoreless in the first game. That's the most points he's had in 5 games now against Logan. He's going to try and get going early.
12-4, 8-point lead for the Tigers. Hatfield gives it off to Hayner, guarded by Kish. Now Early with it, gets double teamed every time he touches it. Lambert, pull-up jumper on the baseline, good.
Smart by Tanner Lambert. Opina was trying to bait him into coming into the house, and he stayed out of there.
Collins drives in. They're going to call a hand check foul on Lambert as the drive from Collins got Lambert to kind of check him before he could get to the rim as Chucky Felder checks back in. As we see on our All-State replay here, this is the Lambert jumper, Chris, and you're right. Good job, smart decision to hit that 10-foot jumper. Gillen with it, gives it across to Kish, back in the corner to Scholl. Scholl drives, pull-up jumper for Scholl. Rattles out, no good. Urbina tried to get the dunk off the rebound. The rebound ricochets out to Scholl, now to Collins. 3 on the way, good!
They had 3 3-pointers in the entire first meeting, James. They've got 4 here in the first quarter.
Early picks up his dribble, skips it to Hatfield. It's a 15-6 Chapmanville lead with 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. Hatfield outside to Mitchell Hayner, gets a screen from Felder, picks up his dribble, double team, now outside to Peter No. Hatfield right wing, extended, he'll drive on Scholl, step back jumper about 15 feet away, no good. Rebound underneath by Felder, blocked by Urbina, but they're going to call 2 shots on Mullins, and that's now 2 fouls on Phillip.
And that's exactly what happened in the first game, James. Again, Phillip Mullins get that second foul as we see the 3 from Collins on our instant replay here. Again, just the chaos after the offensive rebound set that up. But now things could get interesting because we noticed David Early didn't get much going in the first game whenever Phillip was on him. Now, once he went to the bench with 2 fouls, it freed up David. Let's see if something similar happens here.
And we mentioned that it was Mullins' defense that really shut Early down in that first quarter of that first half as Felder goes 0 for 2 from the line. Chapmanville a 15-6 lead, 1:40 to go here in the first quarter of play. 1-3-1 defense now for the Wildcats. Scholl swings it across to Collins. Long 3 for Devin. No good off the back rim. Rebound Felder as it's poked to Early. Early up ahead with it. Early pull up 3 in transition from deep. No good. Rebound fought for and controlled by Kish.
And he can hit that shot, but you know what? If he's going to take that, Chapmanville will give it to him all night.
In the corner, Elkins drives baseline. Elkins skip pass in the corner. Collins now out to Scholl. 3 on the way for Scholl is good.
Again, Andrew Scholl, that's 5 points. He just got such a smooth stroke, and Chapmanville absolutely lighting it up from outside.
Full timeout will do the same. 18-6, the Tigers have the lead over the Wildcats. You're listening to high school basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Williamson Health and Wellness Center has a mission to create an innovative culture of health that accelerates positive growth throughout rural communities. What does that mean for you? It means better health care through family medicine from qualified physicians who genuinely care. It means access to community outreach programs that help us live healthier lives. It means security in knowing you get incredible care right here. Everyone deserves access to quality, affordable health care. Williamson Health and Wellness Center.
You've been seriously injured. Now it's time to pick a lawyer.
Do you pick one with big verdicts and settlements?
We've successfully handled many million-dollar cases.
How about the recommendation of a friend?
We probably help somebody in your neighborhood.
How about a firm with lots of resources?
You can have it all.
We're Farmer Klein & Campbell.
Well-known and very effective.
When you call us about your injury, you'll know you've made the right decision.
Farmer Klein & Campbell is the way to go. Call 34659.
Back here, Willie Akers Arena. Chapmanville an 18-6 lead with 1 minute to go here in the first quarter of play. Early gets it to Felder, breaks the pressure. Hayner three on the way. That was a much-needed shot for the Logan Wildcats. Big shot for Mitchell Hayner.
And he had a huge night against Winfield. Only had 2 points, but boy, did he come in that second quarter and provide major defensive effort to get Logan back into that game.
40 seconds to go here in the corner. Man-to-man defense now for the Wildcats. Collins tries to back in Hayner, gives it out to Killen. Didn't shoot the three, almost lost it. Gets it to Elkins. Elkins drives. Collins on the block, loses his dribble, now picks it back up. He'll drive baseline, kicks it back outside to Killen. Now Chapmanville will reset, maybe even try to take one shot here.
Yeah, it was close to a travel on Obina there a second ago.
Scholl in, jumper short. He gets his rebound, gets it outside to Killen. 12 seconds to go. Shot off the glass, no good. Rebound, no. 8 seconds to go. Hatfield will try to push it up the floor. Gets it ahead to Hayner. 4 seconds. Hayner, three from the side. Rattles out, no good. No, couldn't get the putback. And that's how the quarter will end. Chapmanville will take an 18-9 lead into the second quarter of play. Chris and I will step aside for a break. We'll have the second quarter of action when we come back. You're listening to high school basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services, founded in 1975 by Riley Joe Evans, is a full-service funeral provider, offering services that respect all faiths, personal preferences, and financial considerations. They are the only funeral home in Boone, Lincoln, Logan, and Mingo counties with its own crematory. For more information, contact Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services at 304-855-3232 or visit www.evans-funeral-home.com or like Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services on Facebook to see their updated obituary information.
Kinzel Law Office is a local firm located at 36 Adams Street in Chapmanville. Rob Kinzel has been practicing law in Logan County for over 15 years and is dedicated to providing quality legal representation for personal injury, criminal defense, and family law for individuals and families throughout southern West Virginia. Call Kinzel Law Office today to set up your free consultation. Rob Kinzel, quality legal services close to home.
Back here at Willie Akers Arena, James Barker, Chris Kidd, Robbie Mounts, our producer on Video Productions. Devin Collins, long three on the way. His shot no good to start this second quarter of action. Chapmanville a 9-point lead, 18-9. Hatfield with it, right corner. Guarded by Scholl, and they'll reset the offense. Logan, the three from Hayner really got them back into this game, Chris, and now they're going to try to sustain something on the offensive end.
Yeah, again, he had a good look there to close the quarter out and just got unlucky with it, but now can Logan settle this pace down and try and claw away at this lead? Again, Chapmanville just came out red hot in the first quarter.
Inside to Felder, over to Peter No, spins in the lane, shot up, no good, rebound, Killen on the backside.
And you're not going to see a whole lot of that called tonight, James. Again, it's going to have to be pretty blatant, pretty egregious. They're going to let him play this evening on that end.
Scholl with it, gets a high screen from Kish, goes to the right side, back outside to Kish. Kish gives it back off to Scholl, and the pace has slowed considerably here to start this second quarter. Scholl over to Collins, he'll drive left baseline, double clutches, pass to Kish, three in the corner, back rim no good, rebound, Killen, and it's going to be a foul on Hatfield as he reached in and got the wrist of Obina.
And you don't mind that, though, if you're Zach Green, okay? Because, I mean, Obina's got his head turned. Hatfield's so quick and so good at taking the ball away on the defensive end. You know, you want to try and create those turnovers, see if you can get some easy opportunities, because thus far, Logan's had to work for everything.
Scholl gets it in to Elkins. Elkins curls in the lane. Little floater over, no good. Rebound, Peter underneath, as Peter No picks up his fifth board of the game. Early drives on Elkins, hand check out front, and they're going to call that just about every time. Elkins now picks up his second. So Chris, looking at this Chapmanville bench, Mullins now with two, Elkins with two, and they'll see Brad moving to his bench right now, but that could be a cause for concern later on.
Yeah, the only one I can really see that they could put on him now would be Kish.
Three on the way from Hayner, shot no good. Hayner falls down, wanted to foul in the corner. Rebound comes out to Chapmanville as Elkins controls it. Scholl with it. Crosses over, drives in, kicks out to Collins. He'll drive left baseline, floater, good.
Kevin Collins has come out a man on a mission, had only 8 points in the first game against Logan, already has 8 here through the first 10 minutes.
20-9, the Tigers lead over the Wildcats. 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Early with it, pull up, 3 on the way, back rim, no good. Good block out by Kish, but it's stolen away by Felder. Felder drives in, they're gonna call a charge, they do.
And a tough call against Chucky Felder there, but Chapmanville, they've been a little sloppy with the ball in certain situations, but you see Collins, great blow by there on Hayner to get the baseline, but you have to respect the outside jumper. But Chapmanville's had, it really feels like Chapmanville's had an opportunity to get up even bigger than what it is right now. They've missed some short-range shots, had some open looks from the outside they haven't hit, and they've given Logan a couple of extra chances just on not securing the ball here. So if you're Logan, you have to kind of feel lucky it's only at 11 at the moment.
I'm going to ask you a question and let you stew on it while we talk about the play going on. But what does Logan have to do to get Hatfield and Early more shots? Obina, 3 on the way, front end, no good. Rebound, Peter no, and now Early will try to push it up the floor.
And again, right here is part of it. You got Scholl shadowing Hatfield. You got Elkins and Mullins all over Early.
He gives it off to No, gets the bucket and the foul. Tried to dunk it, realized he got hit, and is able to lay it in. Big play there for Logan, trying to get the momentum back in this game.
And right there is something that I think you're going to have to see David Early do more of. Again, they try to get the ball out of his hands, as we see it here on the Kinsella instant replay, but he attracts the defense to him every chance they get, and I think you're going to have him be more of a facilitator here maybe in the second, and then start to look to score. That's where he's been very effective this year.
That's where he played his best basketball in the first game between these two clubs. Scholl with it, top of the key, drives by Hatfield, pull-up jumper, elbow, good for Andrew Scholl. He's got that beautiful mid-range game, Chris. Hatfield races down the floor. He'll try to step back on Scholl. His bucket is good.
And there's the first bucket of the game for Hatfield. Like we said, he had 15 the other night against Winfield. They've got to get him going, and he's got to keep looking for his shot.
Kish over to Elkins. 9-point lead for the Tigers. Collins drives in, pivots, looks for Obina. Now back outside to Scholl. Scholl gets a high screen. Thought about the drive on Hatfield. Now we'll drive baseline. Pull up, fade away from Scholl. Front rim, no good. Rebound, no. Stolen away by Obina, and Obina lays it in.
Wow, I don't know how he got around to pick the pocket of Peter No that time, but there's the agility and the quickness of Obina.
Early spins, fade away in the paint, gets it to go.
And that's good.
Yeah, Early finally back on the board. That's his first field goal in the last 8 minutes.
And I think it's what Logan's going to have to do. They can't wait on that out of bounds. They got to get it in quick, let Early get up the floor as fast as possible before Chapmanville can get set.
Almost a steal by Lambert there. 24-15. Chapmanville leads by 9, 4:04 to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah, but every time Logan gets it in quick and they allow Early to get up the floor fast and Chapmanville isn't quite set, he can get some penetration in there. He can see if he's got his shot or not, and if not, then reset.
Elkins gets it in as he'll have it at the top of the key. Obina now with it on the right wing, guarded by No. Obina dribbles in, goes hard in the paint. No call. He gets stripped by Early. Early, 3-on-2 for the Wildcats. Early drives in, floater up, no good. And it's going to be a foul on Drew Hatfield. That's his second personal.
And now he's wanting to know. No, okay, now I was going to say they switched it. It was actually going to be on Kish, and they ended up switching the call that time. I was wondering because it looked like it should have gone the other way on that, and then the official does correct himself.
Yeah, they do call that on Kish. So Kish picks up his first personal. That's the 16th foul on Chapmanville, so Logan in the bonus the rest of the way. Early with it, left wing, double team, trap. Skip pass over to Noah Cook. Big shot for Noah here, no good. Rebound to Killen, and starting to get a lot of contact here. Kish wide open, 3 on the way, rattles out, no good. Rebound Lambert.
I'll tell you what, letting them play definitely here tonight.
Hatfield drives in, pull-up jumper from about 12. He's fouled as Scholl will pick up his first, and that'll send Hatfield to the line to shoot 2.
And interestingly enough, James, that was a phantom call. Scholl never hit him on that, and Scholl's now talking about it with the official. But, yeah, that one, we've seen a ton of contact, but if we get a look at it here on our instant replay, Scholl never grazed him even on that pass by.
Well, I know the comment section on Video Productions on Facebook right now just definitely called you a homer on that one. All-State replay here.
You call it what you want. He doesn't touch him.
As there's a shot by Hatfield, and Robbie's going to run it back one more time and try to see if there was contact. You make up your own mind at home. Let Chris will have his own opinion here.
There's a lot of error on that pass by. Again, there's been fouls both ways on other ends, but yeah, that time you got a bit of an error on that.
And all they call travel there. It looked like Obina had his arm, and it called for the walk. That's a tough call there on Peter No, who got that rebound over Obina and was getting ready to put it back up.
Yeah, well, now that was a foul.
Okay.
Okay. So now, Chapmanville fans can come back at me and call me a homer for Logan after that. But yeah, that was a foul.
3:10 to go. Chapmanville 8-point lead. Kish swings it over to Obina. Obina in the post to Collins. Collins now. Double team step back jumper for Devin. Gets the friendly roll. And the Tigers have taken a 10-point lead.
Man, he has really looked for a shot. He really didn't look for a shot in that first meeting. He didn't have a whole lot of attempts, but he's really going at it tonight.
Early drives in, shot up over Obina, and Early goes down and holding that right elbow. Misses the shot. He'll go to the line to shoot too, but Early really hit hard on that right elbow, Chris. He gets up very slowly.
Yeah, again, he came in and just plowed into the ground, but such a tough kid. Able to get up and walk that off. And then you saw Obina after the fact. He didn't feel like it was a foul as we look here on our All-State Instant Replay. Again, great spin away from the double team. Gets inside, and again, right there, I don't really see where there's anything on that one either. So it's been interesting what we've seen let go here tonight and then what we've seen called.
So Early at the line to shoot two. Chapmanville a 10-point lead. They never led this large in their last meeting. As Early makes the first.
Well, again, the largest lead for either team in the last game was just 6 points, James. And here tonight, Chapmanville's been able to get a little separation, but Logan right there in striking distance. All it takes is a couple of minutes run like what they had at the end of the second quarter last game.
And this Logan team is a team of runs. They will get hot from the outside, as we have seen throughout the season, as Early makes the second. 8-point lead for the Tigers now.
Let's see how Chapmanville adjusts on this end. Again, Collins has really been the only one that's gotten going here in the second.
Scholl with it, drives in the paint, hesitates, shot up. He's fouled as we have Devin Hatfield checking into the game for the Logan Wildcats. He picks up his first. Zach Green not happy with that call, and that'll send Scholl to the line to shoot two.
We'll try and see if we get a look on that one as well, as it was a little bit away from our angle on that, at least from up here in the booth. But
no phantom call that time?
As like I said, we're going to have to get a look at that one. Again, if Zach Green was upset, he normally doesn't get angry or upset like that on it. And again, right there you saw the rake across on our All-State Instant Replay. The officials, when they see that rake across, if you don't come up with the ball, they're likely going to get you for it almost every time.
Scholl makes both, back to a 10-point lead for the Tigers. 2:25 to go. Early with it. He'll try to work some magic for the Wildcats here at the end of the second. Euro step inside, shot no good. They thought Early was fouled, but they'll get the walk on the turnover. And Zach Green, the most animated we've seen him all season long.
Yeah, again, he knows how important the close to this quarter is right now, and he needs his team to respond. And he's really trying to work these referees right now, as he should, to try and get some of these calls, because this game's been very physical, and he knows how much his team's struggling from the field. He wants them to try and get more to the free throw line.
Early gives it off to Hatfield as he fell down with it. Hatfield with it, drives in a lane, finger roll floater, shot up, no good, rebound out to Scholl. Here come the Tigers, 4-on-2 for Chapmanville. Scholl gives it off to Elkins, pull-up jumper, good for Brandon Elkins. He gets his first bucket of the game. Chapmanville, their largest lead of the game at 12.
And just a free run out that time, 4-on-2. Really nothing Logan could do but try and pack the paint and force an outside shot, and Elkins delivered.
It's a timeout. It's a full timeout from Zach Green. We'll do the same as you look at your Kinsel Law Office replay on the jumper by Elkins to put Chapmanville up by 12, 30-18. We'll step aside for a break. More to come after this. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball on WVOW and Video Productions.
new year with Thornhill GM Superstore and a new GMC with 19% below MSRP plus 13th month savings on select 2019 Terrain and Acadia SLT and select 2018 GMC Sierra 1500 SLT Crew Cab trucks.
Chronic wounds can really slow you down. At Logan Regional Medical Center, we want to help you get back to doing the things you love without having to travel far from home. That's why the team from our Advanced Care Wound Center combines expertise and advanced technology, like the region's only hyperbaric oxygen therapy program, helping you to heal quickly. Logan Regional Medical Center.
Healing starts here.
New Year's resolution for a new ride? Thornhill Mitsubishi can make it happen with a new Mitsubishi for under 20 grand. 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport ES 2-wheel drive, $18,987. 2018 Mitsubishi Mirage G4 ES, $12,000.
Back here at Willie Akers Arena, 30-18. Chapmanville leads. Early with it, gets it to Felder. Felder shot up. Is it a charge? It is. That's the second charge called on Felder. The coat now off for Zach Green, and he's just as animated as we've seen him all season. He's trying to talk to the officials right now.
And I love the intensity of both of these coaches. I mean, they're both young, both really fired up right now. And again, when you get Zach Green out of that dress coat, man, you know it's ready to go down out here.
Elkins drives, pull-up jumper from the same spot that he hit it from before. Elkins with 4 points. The Tigers with a 14-point lead. Hatfield head fakes, picks up his dribble, now back outside to Early. 1:10 to go here at the end of the first half. Logan in dire need of a bucket.
Yeah, this is danger territory for Logan, James. They got to get a little run here before the half.
Early fade away. Great defense by the Tigers. No, had the easy rebound and put back, couldn't get it to go. Collins now with it. Drives in, pass to Kish. Reverse layup, no good. And that's a foul called on the inside. If they call it on Devin Hatfield, that'll be his second. It is. So Devin Hatfield picks up his second, and Kish will go to the line to shoot two.
Man, what a tough period this has been for Logan, James. I mean, right there you can just sense the tentativeness and the tightness of this Wildcat team. I mean, just the missed shots, the missed putbacks, getting runouts for Chapmanville. Again, there's just been a lot of breakdowns on both sides here.
And that shot that Peter No probably makes in practice 99 out of 100 times, misses that bunny. It leads right back to Kish at the foul line to shoot two, just to increase this lead for the Tigers. Kish makes the second. 16-point lead for Chapmanville under a minute to go here in the first half. Hatfield with it, guarded by Scholl. And the defense for Chapmanville has been outstanding here tonight.
Again, right here, they're going to try and make Logan work this down. If you're Logan, you got to be careful about going too early here.
Hatfield throws up a shot, no good. Rebound backside, and Chapmanville had that play scouted perfectly. Up ahead now, Obina inside, his shot rejected. Hustle rebound by Kish, goes into the stands. Three on the way for Hunter Cook, his shot no good. Rebound Early, under 20 seconds to go. Early with it, drives in and is fouled. That'll send Early to the line for a 1-and-1 as Obina helps Early up off the deck.
I tell you, Chapmanville is just making David Early pay for every drive he makes here tonight. Nothing has come easy for this All-State guard tonight, and they are going to continue to make him work. David Early, after that game last Thursday night, you could tell how beaten up he was and still got his 24. Tonight, Chapmanville continuing to bring the pain every time he tries to penetrate.
Early at the line, makes the first. Early with 7 points on the night. He averages 28.6 points per game. As you look at your All-State replay there on Video Productions on the foul on Early. Early makes the second. 34-20, 14 seconds to go. At worst, the Tigers are going to take a double-digit lead into the locker room at halftime. Scholl with it, 5 seconds. Loses it, spins, down to no. He gets it to Hatfield. Half-court heave is no good. And that's the end of the first half. It's Chapmanville 34, Logan 20. Chris and I will be back with the Gaddy's Pizza halftime show right after this. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball action right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Law Office is a local firm located at 36 Adams Street in Chapmanville. Rob Kinzel has been practicing law in Logan County for over 15 years and is dedicated to providing quality legal representation for personal injury, criminal defense, and family law for individuals and families throughout southern West Virginia. Call Kinzel Law Office today to set up your free consultation. Rob Kinzel, quality legal services close to home.
Live your life like a dreamer. Fly all over the world. Open your shut so the world can see. You're a beautiful pearl. Live your day like you mean it. And don't forget who you are. You're free to go anywhere. There's no distance too far.
When you're looking for a small local doctor with a big heart, you've come to the right place at Logan Pediatrics. Your child's care is in good hands with our friendly staff of professionals. Our state-of-the-art clinic offers the best in technology and pediatric health care, from immunizations to annual checkups. Most insurance accepted. Licensed and insured. Call 304-239-0301 or visit loganpediatrics.com. Located at 300 Prosperity Lane, Suite 100 in Logan. We're also proud to welcome our new location in Danville.
You see, Brad, songs are really about big life moments. Baby shower here. Big life moment.
What is in here?
Ooh, I hope it's a life insurance policy.
What?
It's a sensible gift. Protection for you and your family. Nationwide has all the tools to help you find the right coverage.
Tiny baby shoes. So close.
Makes no sense. Baby can't even walk. Should have been a life insurance policy. Plus, would have been a great song. Think about it. The lyrics, beneficiaries. Ooh.
Halftime here at Willie Akers Arena. It's Chapmanville 34, Logan 20. Not even close to the prediction Nathan Bush made. Halftime show brought to you by Gaddy's Pizza at the Fountain Place Mall. After the game, after church, for lunch, or for dinner, bring your family and friends to Gaddy's Pizza for great food and big fun. Gaddy's Pizza, proud supporter of Logan County Athletics.
Yeah, that crash you heard was Nathan Bush just tearing over things, ready to come and get us. We're not careful. Love you too, Nathan.
The Logan High School FCA is having a out-of-rally school for their winter sports on Sunday, February 10th at 10:30 a.m. at the First Baptist Church in McConnell. All basketball players, cheerleaders, and wrestling participants of all ages are invited to attend. The guest speaker will be former Marshall University football standout and former Logan High School graduate, Michael Kool-Aid Owens.
All right, sounds like a good trip, and again, Kool-Aid does such a good job when it comes to speak.
He does. Halftime score here, Chris, 34-20 in favor of the Tigers, and defensively, Chapmanville has really put the clamps down on Early and Hatfield.
Oh, I tell you, every possession for Logan is such a grind right now. I mean, this Chapmanville defense has really hammered down on that end of the floor. I mean, you look at the offense for Logan in the first half. I mean, 5 of their points came from the free throw line, but only 6 field goals, excuse me, in the entire first half. I mean, they have just not gotten any good looks. While they've had 6 field goals, Chapmanville's made 5 3-pointers on their own in this game. I mean, it's just been so one-sided here through the first 16 minutes, and frankly, Chapmanville's missed a lot of good looks that they've had in the first half. This game could be much further out of hand than what it is, but Chapmanville just not giving Hatfield any good looks. David Early is he's only had 2 field goals. He's had to get to the line a few times, but even the shots early here, we've seen it standing on one leg, off balance, 35 feet. I mean, they are just forcing him away from the basket, and then when he does get in, they're making him pay for getting into the paint.
Yeah, Chapmanville started hot from the outside. Chris hit those threes mostly in the first quarter of play. In the second quarter, it was a lot at the foul line and those mid-range jumpers. So Chapmanville offensively playing normally about where they're at. Logan, though, however, as you mentioned, just everything a struggle. And really it goes off the ball, the pressure on David Early right now. They're not letting him breathe without somebody directly in his face.
And that was a lot of the game plan you saw last year when they played against Logan, was force the ball out of his hands, make somebody else beat you. And in game one, no one else really could for Logan. And here tonight, no one else has really been able to do so for Logan. And that's where you've got to have that supporting cast. That's part of the reason why Drew Hatfield came here, was to be, that second option for David Early to alleviate that pressure. Why Peter No worked his tail off to get as good as he did in the offseason was for these specific moments. And right now, Chapmanville's just had more intensity, and they've been able to get to those loose balls, and they've been able to force Logan off their game plan. And it seems like Logan, they got punched in the mouth there in the first couple of minutes, and they're still staggering. They've got to refocus and get back in this, because 14 points can be overcome, but they've got to come out strong here in the third quarter, or else this thing could really get out of hand.
Yeah, you're going to have to see Logan make some adjustments in the locker room to try to free up Early and Hatfield from the outside, but they've also got to get Mitchell Hayner and Noah Cook going from the outside, Chris. Those bench players, role players that you've talked so much about this season for the Wildcats. You have 5 bench points for Logan. Hayner with the 3 and Lambert with that pull-up jumper. That's it from Logan's bench tonight. And you look at the other players that have scored for Logan. Peter No only has 4 points. Noah Cook shut out. Chucky Felder shut out. So Logan's got to find some points somewhere else other than Early and Hatfield here in the second half.
Yeah, and to be fair to Chucky, he missed that last game against Winfield with a knee injury and was out. But, he didn't score in the first game against Chapmanville, hasn't scored yet here tonight. Cook was the same deal, didn't score a point in the first game, hasn't scored yet here tonight. And that's something that Logan knew that they had to have coming in here. I mean, they weren't asking to get 12 to 15 points out of those guys, but a couple of buckets just to keep Chapmanville honest on the defensive end. Because if you look down there right now, Chapmanville's over pursuing whenever Early gets the ball or Hatfield's got the ball. They're basically daring some of these role players to hurt them or to burn them, and thus far they just haven't been able to do it.
Last night, Chapmanville girls able to defeat Logan 58-46. You had the pleasure of calling that one. It's turned into a nice little rivalry week between these two schools in basketball season.
Oh, yeah, and that's something that we hope we see next year, where you have those back-to-back games like that, because it's a fun 2 nights in a row. And, Chapmanville, they've been on quite the tear on the girls' side. I think that's 10 of 11 they've won now. The only loss was to Huntington.
And 9-1 in the Cardinal Conference with, they got 3 Cardinal Conference games left. 1 against Poca and 1 against Winfield are your more marquee matchups, but with a chance to win the Cardinal Conference outright.
Yeah, and that's something no one would have predicted at the start of the year, with just 10 players on their roster, and also Wayne being there and still being one of the top teams in the state. That other side of the draw is going to be really tough. But I tell you what, Logan, they've had some great stretches this year. They had a 4-game winning streak coming into last night where it got snapped. So they've got a lot of talent on both sides. It'd be great to see them meet up in a sectional title on the girls' side.
Halftime score here, Chapmanville leads Logan 34-20. That does it for the Gaddy's Pizza halftime show. When Chris and I return, we'll have the second half of action right here on WVOW 101.9 FM.
Is 2019 the year you experienced the American dream of owning your own home? If so, you should contact Hometown Real Estate. The agents at Hometown Real Estate have over 30 years of experience to help you through the home buying process. Take the first step in purchasing your next home and contact Hometown Real Estate today. They can show you the house that might be your next home.
You've been seriously injured. Now it's time to pick a lawyer.
You pick one with big verdicts and settlements?
We've successfully handled many million-dollar cases.
How about the recommendation of a friend?
We probably help somebody in your neighborhood.
How about a firm with lots of resources?
You can have it all.
We're Farmer Klein & Campbell.
Well known and very effective.
When you call us about your injury, you'll know you've made the right decision.
Farmer Klein & Campbell is the way to go. Call 346-5990.
Logan Physical Therapy wants to help you. Have you been injured at work or in an accident? Come to Logan Physical Therapy, and Doug Hibbs will provide a thorough, careful evaluation and create a comprehensive treatment program that will get you back on your feet. Logan Physical Therapy, turning setbacks into comebacks.
Hey, Peyton.
Hey, Brad. It's Peyton Manning.
Yeah, I know, Peyton. I can see you.
Is that a tour bus?
You know it. We're going on the road, man. We're going to get some inspiration. Your next nationwide song is not going to write itself.
Are you outside?
Of course I am. Already got some ideas, too. We got to get the band back together.
We weren't a band, Peyton.
I'm pretty sure we were. Okay, great talk. Band is back together.
It'll be Logan basketball to start the second half. James Parker, a dancing Chris Kidd. Robbie Mounts, our producer on Video Productions, as Terry Bucklew back in the WVOW Sports Studios taking care of us. Chapmanville, 14-point lead. Logan will try to cut into that here to start this third quarter of play. Felder with it. Left wing out to Hatfield. Hatfield drives, kicks to Cook. Cook drives, foul line, now gives it across to Early. Early dribbles. And around the baseline, shot up off the glass over Obina and good.
And that's one of the few times tonight you've seen Logan be able to work the ball into Early instead of Early having to break it in himself. That was a really good set by Logan to start the third quarter.
Obina with it. The Tigers will try to answer. Collins gives it off to Elkins, almost loses it, dribbles at the foul line, jumper for Elkins, rattles out, no good. Rebound Peter No underneath, and here's a chance for Logan to build some momentum and get back into this game. Early with it. Pull-up jumper gets bumped off the glass, no good, but Early will go to the line to shoot two.
And really smart there by David Early. He saw Devin Collins flying out at him, and instead of taking the jumper, leaned right into him. As you see the first shot he made here on our instant replay by Allstate. Again, just great soft touch off the glass, but a very smart play. Draws the foul on Collins and now goes to the line.
Early makes the first. 11-point lead for the Tigers.
And the last 5 points for David have come from the free throw line. Make it 6 as he's got a dozen now.
So Logan cuts it to 10 in the first minute of the third quarter. Couldn't have scripted it better if you're Zach Green. Scholl with it, guarded by Hatfield. Scholl shakes inside to Elkins. Elkins back outside to Obina, and he gives it off to Phillip Mullins. Mullins, who didn't play the entire second quarter, back on the floor with 2 fouls here in the third.
Yeah, and he was off to a fast start in the first quarter, too.
Crossover, Felder guarding Mullins, now gets it in the corner to Elkins. Elkins looks inside to Obina. Obina tries to back, no in. Turnaround jumper over, no good. Rebound Felder underneath, and here come the Cats. Early up ahead with it, guarded by Elkins, drives in, steps in, shot up, no good. Rebound tipped around, controlled by No. Early, fadeaway jumper, good. Early's got the first 6 points of the quarter, and Logan's cut it to 8.
And right now you can sense it here with Logan. They're trying to get a big spurt going here, get back into this and force Chapmanville to call a timeout.
3 on the way for Elkins, no good, it rattles out, rebound, Hatfield pushes up the floor, he's got a lane, he'll drive in, shot up off the glass and good. That may get Brad Napper to take a timeout, and it does. Logan on a quick 8-0 run to start the third quarter, and Chris, the Logan fans on their feet.
And what a big way to start this third quarter, James. Again, you wonder what was said at halftime, but you see a much different Logan team here in the first 2 minutes of this period. A lot more intensity as we see here in our Kinsel Law instant replay. Hatfield just taking off, blew by Obina, and Obina could not catch up to it in time in order to pin that one. But you see Chapmanville hasn't been quite lackadaisical to start the third quarter, but hasn't had quite the same intensity as they did to start this game out. And you see the fight in this Wildcat team. You knew they weren't going to go away, and what a way to start off this third quarter with an 8-0 run. Now how does Chapmanville respond?
Yeah, the question is how does Chapmanville respond? And they've had open looks here to start this third quarter of play, Chris, so I don't think they're going to change anything too drastically. But the effort on the way back, you can see Drew Hatfield, who he beat everybody down the field anyway during football season, but he just raced down the floor and beat everybody down the floor for that layup. And you can start to see the energy shift in this building toward the Wildcats.
That's what we talked about at halftime, though, James, at a 14-point lead. While it's very large against the number 1 team in the state, you know this is a margin that Logan can overcome. Now can they keep getting stops on this end?
Killen with it, right side, looks inside. That's a 3 he would have taken last game, decided not to. Good skip pass over to Elkins. Elkins drives in the lane, left-hand jumper, no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds and will stay with the Tigers. That one looked like it may have been off of Collins and should have went with Logan.
I'm like you, James. I thought that Collins tipped that out of bounds instead of Logan. So a break for the Wildcats, but possibly a big missed call there.
Lob inside to Obina to get this inbound play started. Scholl with it, top of the key, looks inside to Obina. Obina with it, spins, good move by Obina, couldn't get the shot. Collins rebound, no good. Rebound Obina, he was stolen by Felder. Felder behind his back, dribbles in, layup for Chucky is good. He gets the bucket and the foul.
And right now you can see the frustration on the Chapmanville Tigers' faces. They are really upset that they have not been able to put this game to bed, and now can they get their emotions under control? It was Logan in the first half that couldn't. As you saw there, and Elkins was moving as Felder got to him, and the block called at an and one opportunity, so it's going to be a big change here in the way things closed the first half, where Logan was the ones frustrated and emotional. Now it's Chapmanville on the other end of this.
Yeah, it is a 10-0 run to start this quarter for the Wildcats. Felder misses the and one opportunity. It's a 4-point lead now for the Tigers. Mullins with it, drives in on Felder. Mullins kicks it outside. Scholl, long three, that's short, out of bounds. It will stay with the Tigers. And Chris, right now, this Logan crowd feels like crowds of the past that are really animated and really on the visiting team.
And that's what you were hoping to get whenever we showed up tonight.
Collins jumper, count the basket for Devin Collins. Gets the bucket and the foul, off balance, and Collins with a little bit of swagger to the foul line.
And they got it back in the hands of the man that's really been the leader here tonight on the offensive end for Chapmanville. As we get a look at it here in our Kinzel Law instant replay. Again, Cook was right in front of him, and Collins wisely used the contact in order to draw the foul and get to the line, and that ends the 10-0 run.
37-30, Chapmanville 7-point lead, 5 minutes to go, and Early lets it go through his hands out of bounds. And Logan had all that momentum, Chris, and now all of a sudden it feels like it's slipping away again.
Yeah, if Chapmanville gets a bucket here, now that momentum kind of dies out, as Collins has 13 points here this evening, but Logan's just got to keep settled down right here. They can't try and get everything back in one possession, and don't let a Chapmanville score rattle you.
Scholl with it, drives in, good move by Andrew Scholl, couldn't finish though. Rebound control by Hatfield, he gets it up ahead to Early, trying to beat Mullins down the floor, shot up, no good. Rebound control by Kiss, the crowd wanted a technical. Early gets the bucket and the foul goes.
And I think they're going to get the foul on Kish here. No, they're going to get it on Collins, it appears, with a push.
They called Devin with the push, so no foul shot attempt. It was an off-the-ball foul as we look at it on our All-State replay. Obina misses the block, the rebound underneath, and they called that on Collins' backside. A little shove, but nothing that's too egregious. Nevertheless, Logan cuts it back to 5, 37-32.
I told you what's been chosen to be called a foul tonight and what hasn't. It's been an interesting adventure.
Collins with it, drives baseline, he's bumped, goes up, gets the bucket again. A little bit of continuation here tonight. Collins, baseline drive, and somehow gets it in his right hand to make the basket.
Yeah, and you still got Logan angry that it wasn't an and one on the other end. And again, I'm still curious where it was on Collins, but I'm still curious what the foul was. But I get why Logan's upset that you don't have an M1 after that. So, but I mean, just an unbelievable shot here by Collins. I mean, look at the control on that shot, even though he didn't have an angle.
Misses the and one opportunity. It's a 7-point lead for Chapmanville again, 39-32. Early with it, guarded by Mullins. Stutter step, spins in the lane, kicks it out. Jumper for Lambert is good.
And big bucket there for Tanner Lambert. Again, he hasn't been big on offense the last couple of games, but he's hit 2 key jumpers here thus far tonight.
If you tuned out at the halftime and you're just joining us now, this is the way this game was supposed to go from the beginning. 39-34. Obina with it. Left block, gives it off to Collins. Collins gets blocked. Kicked outside to Kish. Out of Scholl. 3 on the way for the Tigers. It's good. Huge answer for Andrew Scholl in Chapmanville.
He's got 12 now, but that went to the wrong man's hands if you're Logan.
Early slips. Ball's kicked around on the deck as Early got it and called a timeout. Early holding that elbow again. This time the left elbow as Green takes a 30-second timeout. We remind you to take a timeout for full-time text and email alerts about power outages and restoration estimates in your area at AppalachianPower.com/alerts.
And there you saw the kick out after the block on Collins, and Jordan Kish just with good vision saw that Scholl was wide open from the right wing, and Scholl going to hit that almost every time, as that's his second three-pointer of the night. He's got 12 tonight, just like his favorite player, Tom Brady. You know, he probably got that just for him this evening. I know how big of a Brady fan he is. I'm just joking, Andrew. Andrew's not been happy about the Patriots winning it this week, we'll just say.
Not a lot of us in this broadcast booth happy about that, Chris.
Not all of us, you know. Oh, it's 50-50 time.
That's right. That's right. Timeout on the floor for
the 50-50.
little cleanup there, not the 50-50. 3:11 to go here in the third. Early gets the inbound pass guarded by Collins. Goes up strong block. Rebound outside to Lambert, though, and Logan will reset. Early with it. Gets some space. Guarded by Kish. Drives in. Shot up off the glass and good. Gets the bucket and the foul.
Boy, this third quarter has been an and-one festival, James. I said that's about the fifth or sixth one we've had this period, and there you see it again with David Early. They get him started like a Ferrari out near mid-court, and he gets that head of steam coming in, and he's just so difficult to stop. And then he gets the body contact. The officials aren't going to give Chapmanville that call tonight. I mean, we've seen it happen 3 or 4 times. No whistle's been called, so they're going to have to find a way to prevent him from getting that head of steam and that rush into the paint.
Yeah, Early may start out like a Ferrari, Chris, but he ends up like a Hummer when he gets in there. There's just a huge body, ball on the ground, jump ball. They call a timeout to Chapmanville. It was going to be Chapmanville's ball off the jump ball anyway, but they give Chapmanville possession of that timeout. So Chapmanville takes a 30-second timeout. And Chris, this crowd has been as animated as we've seen them. Zach Green animated. You can feel the tension and the stress that's on this game right now for both clubs.
Yeah, I mean, in the second half, everything's picked up here in this third quarter big time. You kind of feel the first half. It felt like all the energy got sucked out of the gym when Chapmanville came out with that three-point barrage. But now you see what Logan has been made of here in this third quarter. They haven't gone away. They didn't just go in and say, shoot, you know, we're not as good as this team. We're going to get beat by 20-some points. I love the fight that we've seen from the Wildcats here in the third. And now we've seen Chapmanville answer back. These are two heavyweights that continue to deal body blow after body blow, and it's going to be who can deal a decisive blow, I feel, here in the last 11 minutes, because I don't think either's going to go away now that we're back to about a 6-point game.
6-point lead for the Tigers, 42-36. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter of play. Full court man-to-man now for the Wildcats. Scholl brings it up the floor, gives it across to Obina. Obina now back to Scholl. Scholl high screen from Kish. Kish now rolls, looks. Now outside to Mullins. Phillip will drive, gets bumped outside of Scholl. Scholl in the paint. Step back, blocked by Hayner. Gets his own rebound. Gets it over to Obina. Now inside to Collins. Collins floater shot blocked. And a rebound to Hayner.
And nothing looks set there for Chapmanville.
Jumper pulled up by Hatfield is good. Just inside the three-point line. Logan cuts it back to 4. It's the closest they've been since the beginning of this game.
And Logan has done such a great job here in the third quarter, getting in transition, not walking it up the floor, hurrying Chapmanville and not letting them get set on defense.
Phillip, step-back jumper for Mullins is good. That's the kind of shot he hit against Fairmont that really separated them from the Polar Bears. Hatfield back the other way. His floater no good. Gets his own rebound. Tries to back underneath. Shot up, rolls in.
Oh, this is getting fun, James. It's back and forth. Both teams making plays on the offensive end now. Both making big shots to keep their team in it.
45-40. About 90 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Mullins gets the screen, dribbles between it. Now will drive, gets inside, shot up, no good. Rebound deflected out to Collins. Collins skip pass to Kish. 3 on the way for Kish. May have been blocked by Early. No picks up the rebound and gets it to Hatfield.
Big rebound by Peter No that time.
Early open on the wing. Hatfield filling it, pulls up and hits the bucket.
He stepped up here so far, James. He's got 8 this quarter.
Collins with it. Chapmanville leads by 3. Their smallest lead since they started the game at 3-0. Obina drives in, loses it, picks it up, turnaround jumper up and good.
And the big man's been quiet most of the night, James. Only 5 points, but a big bucket there.
Full timeout on the floor. We'll do the same. 47-42. Chapmanville a 5-point lead over Logan. We'll step aside for a break. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Live your life like a dreamer. Fly all over the world. Open your shut so the world can see. You're a beautiful pearl. Live your day like you mean it. And don't forget who you are. You're free to go anywhere. There's no distance too far.
Is 2019 the year you experienced the American dream of owning your own home? If so, you should contact Hometown Real Estate. The agents at Hometown Real Estate have over 30 years of experience to help you through the home buying process. Take the first step in purchasing your next home and contact Hometown Real Estate today. They can show you the house that might be your next home.
Back here at Willie Akers Arena, Logan has cut the deficit that was 14 now to 5 as we enter the last minute of play in the third quarter. Logan with the basketball, early with it, top of the key, guarded by Scholl. Early, dribbles in, gets it in the corner. Devin Hatfield, 3 on the way, no good. Hit every part of the rim, just couldn't go down for the young freshman.
And you expect it to go in right now, James, with how well both teams have played here in the third. This has been a remarkable 8 minutes of basketball. Now who can close on the high note?
Chapmanville looking like they're going to hold for one shot as Obina holds the ball out past the top of the key. Peter No will not go and chase. Now he finally comes up with 13 seconds to go. Mullins with it, 10 seconds, guarded by Hayner. Mullins behind his back, gets it over to Obina. Obina, 5 seconds to go. Dribbles, pull up 3 for Obina. Back rim no good, and that'll do it for the third quarter of play. Logan erases a 14-point deficit and cuts it to 5. It's 47-42. Chris and I will be back with the fourth quarter right after this. You're listening to high school basketball right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Williamson Health and Wellness Center has a mission to create an innovative culture of health that accelerates positive growth throughout rural communities. What does that mean for you? It means better health care through family medicine from qualified physicians who genuinely care. It means access to community outreach programs that help us live healthier lives. It means security in knowing you get incredible care right here. Everyone deserves access to quality, affordable health care. Williamson Health and Wellness Center.
You see, Brad, songs are really about big life moments. Baby shower here. Big life moment.
What is in here?
Ooh, I hope it's a life insurance policy.
What?
It's a sensible gift. Protection for you and your family. Nationwide has all the tools to help you find the right coverage.
Tiny baby shoes. So close.
Makes no sense. Baby can't even walk. Should have been a life insurance policy. Plus would have been a great song. Think about it. The lyrics, beneficiaries. Ooh, Brad, where are you?
Back here at Willie Akers Arena, 5-point lead for the Tigers. They have the ball to start the fourth quarter of play. James Barker, Chris Kidd alongside me for this broadcast on WVOW Radio as well as on Video Productions. And Chapmanville will inbound again as Kiss gets it knocked off the floor. We had a buzzer, but they're going to have a conference at the table. Like, stop the clock. There's an issue with the book. Not exactly sure.
Score is correct, so I'm not sure if it's over a substitution or what at the moment.
Well, we haven't seen anybody that hasn't been in a game already for both clubs, so it can't be a number situation. They're going to
maybe they are going to take
Brad
a look
Napper
at
to come over.
So this will be interesting to see what it is. Evidently, it's an issue with Chapmanville one way or the other.
Maybe an issue with timeouts. We have Chapmanville with 3 left, Logan only with 1. It may be where
that would be 2-2.
That's where I think maybe the scorekeeper had it, and there may be a change there. I'm not exactly sure. So we'll have to take a look at the timeouts when we get a chance here in a break. Inbound to Obina. Good defense for Logan off the inbound. Obina will now drive in on No, and they're going to call a foul on the floor, but Obina went right after Peter No there.
Yeah, and he's struggled tonight on the offensive end. He's had some looks on the inside where he just hasn't been able to finish, or he's had loose balls that have just kind of squirted through his hands, just a little bit too much adrenaline for Obina tonight. But he was able to shine in the second half of the first game. Let's see if he gets going here in the fourth.
He has it, gives it off to Kish, right elbow extended, looking for the screen, now gives it off to Scholl. Scholl with it. Gives it off to Mullins. Mullins gets it over to Kish. Kish, three on the way, no good. Rebound backside, tipped around, and they're going to call it off of early and give it back to the Tigers, much to the chagrin of everybody wearing gold and blue here tonight.
Again, it looked like they got Hatfield saying that he touched it before Scholl did on the inline, or maybe that he tapped it away from him as Scholl was trying to go along the baseline.
Mullins with it, gets it in the corner now to Collins. Collins guarded by Hayner, now to Scholl. Scholl guarded by Hatfield. He'll drive in. Jumper in the paint. Scholl couldn't get the roll. Rebound underneath by Early. Early up ahead with it. Early. Step back jumper on the way. Back rim no good. Rebound to Peter No. Back outside. Hayner thought about it for a half second and then kicks it back outside to Drew Hatfield where Logan will reset. 7 minutes to go. 47-42 in favor of the Tigers. Hatfield. That's going to be a foul on Chucky, backside, absolutely.
Yeah, he just threw Obina out of the lane there, and Obina able to sell the shove with a little extra that time, but Chucky's a strong kid, so he can move some people out of the way. And right there, the man that signed to play football at West Virginia State earlier this week. Congratulations to him and Shantez Matthews, who picks up his third foul.
Yeah, well, not the remiss and mention Sam Craddock just signed today to play for Concord.
Yes.
Scholl be able to rip it away from Hatfield there, and almost a turnover for the Tigers. 5-point lead for Chapmanville. This game has been physical. It's been fun as Felder picks up a foul there on a hand check, and that's the right call, Chris.
Yeah, again, he reaches in like that. He really leaves the official no choice but to make that call on him, and that's number 4 here on Chucky Felder. So
they said that was 5. Chris.
Oh, was it?
That was what they were talking about.
Oh, it could have been then. Wow, that's huge, because even though Chucky Felder isn't a big offensive threat, his defense is so key when he's on the floor for the Wildcats, and that's going to be a big loss here for Logan in the fourth.
Yeah, so Felder out for the rest of the game. Collins comes free off a screen. 3 on the way, no good. Rebound tipped around, controlled by Hayner. Logan with a chance to cut this to a 1-possession game on this trip down the floor. Early with it. Drives in, fade away, no good pass underneath the Lambert. He lost it though out of bounds off his leg, and it's another turnover for the Wildcats.
Well, it was a good look by David there. He had the shot of the pass, and I love that he was trying to be unselfish and get that to Lambert. But right here, I think you're going to see him become more of the offensive to-go guy for Logan with the last 6 minutes. I think he's going to have to take those shots.
Scholl with it. Trying to get it to Collins and does. Did Collins step out of bounds? No, they call a timeout on the floor. That's a Chapmanville timeout. That'll have to be, I believe, a full timeout. We'll do the same. 5:54 to go. Chapmanville, a 5-point lead. We'll step aside for a break. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
I've been a lot of things over the years. Your blind spot, your loose satellite dish, a literal deer in the headlights. But it's a new year and I'm making a resolution. No more mayhem. This year, I'm everything that helps keep you safe. Like the fuzzy yellow tennis ball dangling from a string, helping make sure you pull the car in far enough. But not too far.
Logan Physical Therapy wants to help you. Have you been injured at work or in an accident? Come to Logan Physical Therapy and Doug Hibbs will provide a thorough, careful evaluation and create a comprehensive treatment program that will get you back on your feet. Logan Physical Therapy, turning setbacks into comebacks.
Akers Arena. James Barker, Chris Kidd joining you for maybe the final 4:54 here in the fourth quarter. Chapmanville a 5-point lead. They're trying to add to it here on this trip down the floor. Mullins with it, guarded by Hayner. Phillip looking inside, gets it to Obina. It's knocked away by No, though. And Chapmanville will inbound on the side and keep possession.
And Peter No has done a phenomenal job on the defensive end tonight. Nothing has come easy for Obina, not even the entry passes. And he stayed in front of him. Again, Obina's quicker, but Peter No's footwork tonight has been excellent on that low block to not let Obina get open looks.
When you look at the defense for Logan here in the second half, Chris, it's been very impressive. Mullins, good movement there as he's able to get Hayner to kind of stumble. Obina now gives it off to Collins. Collins head fakes, looks, and now gives it back to Phillip. Mullins now guarded by Hayner again. Over to Kish. Kish, a handoff to Mullins, who guarded by Early. Now Mullins, pull-up jumper, 15 feet, good.
And I don't know if Phillip Mullins has missed from the field again. He's only taken 3 or 4 shots, but he's knocked all of them down at big points.
Early drives in, gets the bucket and the foul. Obina didn't like the call, but Early muscles his way in, and he'll go to the line for another and one opportunity.
Yeah, that's one of those calls, you're going to get it if you're the offensive player more often than not, but it's so frustrating as the defender because you have your hands straight up, the offensive player gets into you, and you get the foul, but that's something that has been consistent all night long, and right there it goes against Obina, and a big drive by Early, and a chance to cut it to 4.
Early now as he makes the foul shot. 21 points on the night for David Early. A lot of those, 13 of them coming in the second half of play, or 11 rather, in the second half of play. 49-45. Mullins with it, swings it across to Scholl, now to Kish. Chapmanville really hasn't taken any bad shots here tonight. They're struggling, though, to get ball movement. Shot up by Mullins, no good. Rebound underneath by Lambert. Here come the Cats again. Early with it. Thought about the 3 in transition. Now pull, shot no good. Rebound underneath by Mullins. Difficult shot there for Early, Chris. But here come the Tigers. Back up ahead. Kish head fakes, and he's fouled by Early, who really didn't have anywhere else to go and lands on top of Kish.
Yeah, and they both acknowledge each other as they got up there, knowing no harm was done. Just got airborne trying to block the shot, and as you said, he just had no landing point. But even on that last possession, again, you saw the over-eagerness of Obina trying to grab that ball. He really wants to have that big thunderous throwdown, I feel like, in this game that he didn't get until the end of the first game. And right now, it's just got to come down to the fundamentals in these last 4:29. As Logan's played excellent defense on him here tonight, but right now it's going to get down to the basics.
Kish at the line for the 1-and-1 opportunity, makes the first. As we look at the Kinsel Law Office replay on the foul from Early on the back of Kish. Kish makes the second. 6-point lead for the Tigers. 4:29 to go here in the fourth quarter. Hatfield brings it up the floor. Chapmanville trying to run and jump right now. Over to Peter No. No, shot up, no good off the glass. Rebound Obina. And now Chapmanville with a chance to extend the lead.
And that was a good look, too, for Logan. Great penetration by Hatfield. Got it to No, just too strong off the glass.
And Obina will hold it out here and wait for Peter to come try to guard him. Now Obina crosses over, swings at the Kish. Little 4 corners action here maybe for Chapmanville.
And this could be interesting. We saw Polka do this to Logan where it was effective a couple of weeks ago until Logan pulled away in the fourth.
Obina with it, gives it off to Elkins. Elkins holds, skip pass underneath the Kish. Kish tried to go against Early. They call a charge on Kish. That'll be his 4th.
And Brad Napper not happy with the call on that, but a good recovery by Early because I saw it up at the top of the mid-court stripe there. Kish was wide open, just jumping, waving his arms for the ball, and finally Early recognized it, got back just in time to draw that charge.
3:44 to go, a 6-point game as Hatfield gets the inbounds pass. He has it up ahead. Chapmanville fans want to push off there, not going to be called. As Hatfield breaks the pressure and now will run the offense for the Wildcats. Lambert with it, right wing, now to Cook in the right corner, inside to Early. Early guarded by Obina. Fade away, good muscle by Early to create space, but couldn't get the shot to go, and Obina with the rebound.
And now we'll see, they're going to go quick here.
Yeah, Kish drives, right baseline bump by Lambert. That'll put Kish back at the line for the 1-and-1. And you thought Chapmanville was going to try to hold there, Chris, but Kish so wide open there, he drove the baseline and goes to the line.
Yeah, I was about to say, we'll see if they go 4 corners again here or not and try and work some clock. But like you said, you saw Kish with a 1-on-1 situation against Lambert, it appeared, on that drive, and knew he could either get the layup or draw the foul, and Lambert really had no choice but to take him and put him on the free throw line again.
So Kish at the line trying to make this a 3-possession game and does not. Misses the foul shot, and Logan will have the basketball down 6, 3:10 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Hatfield with it. They're called hold. They're going to count the bucket if it went in. They call a hold there on Elkins. That's his fourth. So Kish now with 4, Elkins with 4, and you'll see Collins check in for one of those guys here right now.
Yeah, again, Chapmanville with a mountain of foul trouble here. Again, Collins checks back in with 3 fouls. Then you got Mullins and Obina each with 2. So this could end up being a war of attrition as we head down the stretch more than anything.
Hatfield will inbound. They don't call it on the shot, so Hatfield will inbound underneath. Cook, wide open jumper at the foul line. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound Collins, gets tripped, and now gives it off to Obina. And up the floor comes with it is Philip Mullins.
And I'll tell you what, this game has taken on the likes of a WWE wrestling match at some points this evening.
Obina drives in, gets bumped, and will go to the line to shoot 2. And really, Chris, that's been his best play tonight, is Obina taking Peterno off the dribble.
And that's what he was wanting to do. That's why he wanted to spread this offense out, because he feels like he can beat Peterno off that dribble. Again, as I said, he's quicker than Peter, but Peter's had good footwork tonight. But right there, Obina shows with his improved dribbling ability, he can get by him when he needs to, and able to draw the foul and go back to the line.
Obina makes the first as we see Devin Hatfield check in for the Wildcats. As you see Cook take a seat on the bench. And Obina couldn't get the second. So a 7-point lead for Chapmanville, 52-45, 2:40 to go. Early drives in, kicks in the corner. Devin Hatfield, 3 on the way. Go! Big shot as bodies fall underneath. Early holding that elbow again. And Devin Hatfield gets his first bucket. That one thrown away, and the Wildcats faithful on their feet.
Elkins caught it clean, James, in the front court, and then I think just bumped it out on his knee, as you see on the instant replay. Could have possibly been a 4-point play as Elkins got into him as Hatfield finished that 3.
Drew Hatfield drives down the floor, floater no good as he tried to get it at the elbow, couldn't get the bucket to go. And this 4-point lead has been kind of the stopgap for Logan so far tonight. Scholl with it, kicks it to Mullins, now back outside to Obina. Obina with 2:10 to go, a 4-point lead for Chapmanville, 52-48.
And again, they're going to try and set it up with Obina against No here with 2 minutes, and there he goes.
Drives in, kicks it outside, Scholl, 3, left corner, no good. Rebound fought for, Elkins tips it out of bounds, and it'll go to Logan.
And right now, I was a little surprised that Chapmanville decided to go ahead and take the shot again. Scholl was open, and he's someone that you want taking that shot. But with under 2 minutes to go, you're in the penalty. You're going to be on the double bonus on the next foul. I would have made Logan play defense there and try and force the issue on a foul.
Under 2 minutes, Hatfield guarded by Scholl. Hatfield will run the offense for the Wildcats as he gives it over to Hayner. Hayner right side, gives it to Early. Top of the key, Early drives in, gets bumped, couldn't get the bucket to go, but he will go to the line to shoot 2. And if that's on Obina, that would be 3 on Obina.
And a great attack that time by David Early. Once again, he noticed he had Obina on him, and he's been able to draw those fouls on him. I think all 3 fouls on Obina tonight have been drawn by Early, but now he's got to knock down these free throws. Both teams struggled in the fourth quarter last game.
He makes the first. Now finally a 1-possession game here from Willie Akers Arena. Chapmanville led as much as 14 at halftime. They had a 16-point lead. It was their largest lead of the game. Now Early with a chance to cut it to 2. Misses. Rebound tipped and controlled by Obina. 52-49, 90 seconds to go, and Hatfield picks up a foul. That'll send Mullins to the line for the 1-and-1.
And I tell you what, just both sides right now on the defensive end doing a little bit too much of trying to, throw the shoulders back and feigning a little bit more contact that's there. Both sides have done it here, and unfortunately they've been not getting the call. The official's done a good job on that tonight, not biting on those little fakes on both ends. Hatfield obviously upset that he didn't get the call. Felt like Phillip ran into him more than what the officials thought. But again, right now, if you're both defense, you just got to play stronger defense.
So Mullins at the line. This is actually a 2-shot foul. It's a 10th 10th team foul, so Mullins at the line misses the first. 1:31 to go here in the fourth quarter. Man, the people have gotten their money's worth tonight. Mullins makes the second. 4-point lead for Chapmanville. Mullins with 9 points on the evening. And Chapmanville again a 4-point lead. Skip pass up ahead to Hatfield. He loses it out of bounds. Drew to Devon, just not on the same page there, Chris, and Chapmanville gets a huge turnover.
Yeah, you knew it as soon as it left Drew's hands. It was off the mark. You just hoped for Logan that Devon was going to be able to save it. A very costly turnover with 80 seconds left.
Collins with it. Hands it off to Scholl, and now Chapmanville will try to weave up top as Devon Hatfield picks up a foul there. That'll be his third, and that'll send Scholl to the line to shoot two.
But again, Chapmanville has struggled again here in the fourth quarter from the line. They're just 4 of 7 from the charity stripe. They were 6 of 10 overall in the first game, and if you remember, they missed those 2 costly 1-and-1s at the end that could have put it away. Can they sink free throws when they need to? Scholl does on the first.
Scholl does, and makes it a 5-point lead for Chapmanville as the Tigers trying to hang on here tonight. Again, led by 14 at halftime. Up by 5 here right now, and Scholl trying to make it 6 at the line. Scholl misses the second. 54-49, 70 seconds to go. Hatfield with it, dribbles top of the key. Skips it up, Hayner had an open look, now we'll get it inside to Early. He gets double teamed, spins left baseline, spins again. Obina with the defense, but Early got the shot off, and Obina gets the rebound. Under 50 seconds to go, 55 seconds to go. Obina is fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot two, and Early knows that if he could have made that one, Chris, Logan has a better shot here down the stretch.
And man, what a move he put on there, James, to get around that double team to the baseline, spun back to the middle, had the look he wanted, and just couldn't finish at the rim. But man, was that an impressive effort by David Early to get free from that double team.
So the Tigers up 5. Obina at the line shooting 2, needs to make at least 1 to make it a 6-point lead. If he would have made both, it would have been a 3-possession game, but he misses the first.
And it's got to be a nightmare for Brad Napper right now. He knows how good his team is from the line, and they've just really struggled in both games.
6-point lead now as Obina makes the second foul shot. Hayner gets it into Hatfield. Hatfield will race up the floor. 50 seconds to go. Drew's got to go with it. Pull up 3 for Drew on the way. No good. Rebound will not be had because it goes out of bounds without touching anybody. And the Tigers a 6-point lead and the basketball with 44 seconds to play. Inbound to Collins. Hayner guarding him. Collins behind his back. Triple teamed and now foul there by Drew Hatfield. And that'll send Collins to the line to shoot 2.
And on that other possession, James, again, Hatfield, he's a really good spot-up shooter. He's a great mid-range shooter whenever he's on the run. But right there, just never got his feet set, never had any momentum going towards the rim. And that shot just really had no chance, as Logan just hasn't really had a good set coming down on the last couple possessions.
And Collins misses the first. Now this makes this one even more important, because if you don't get points here, Logan's got a chance to make this a 1-possession game on the trip back. Collins couldn't get the second to go. Early with a strong rebound. 35 seconds. Early races in. Euro step, floater. They're going to call Obina with the block. And Early again bumped, and he is down. He has had, you mentioned it, Chris, just any time he went in the lane, he's just beat and banged on.
I mean, the 2 years he played football in high school, he didn't get this much punishment in the 2 games that he's dealt with against Chapmanville. But you know what? He just shows the type of warrior he is, because he continues to get up and continues to fight through it. Even though you can see he's limping now, his elbow's hurt. I mean, he's going to continue to strap it up here and take on these Tigers. But, man, have they put him through the grinder in these 2 games.
Early makes the first. 5-point lead for Chapmanville, 55-50. Chapmanville won the first meeting, 51-47. It's back to a 4-point meeting here tonight, 55-51, 30 seconds to go. Hatfield guarding Mullins, no call there as Hatfield throws it out of bounds off of Drew, Mullins throws it out of bounds off of Drew Hatfield, and Drew Hatfield is highly upset.
but they haven't made that call all night, James, and that's the thing. The players have not understood that, and now it looked like maybe an altercation in the stands after the fact. Kish was kind of coming out of there, and now
we get something thrown on the playing surface.
And now there's another item thrown on the floor.
Yeah, they're gonna.
And they may have to just call this game, James, if this keeps up.
Yeah, this is where this rivalry can get a little ugly, Chris, as you start to see things being thrown on the floor not necessary. And Tiger fans cheering as we see a Logan fan ejected from the crowd.
And again, you know, I understand the emotions get heavy, but I mean, you've got to keep your head in moments like this. It's not worth it to embarrass yourself like that in this environment.
As Brad Napper takes a timeout, we'll keep things here. 55-51, Chapmanville a 4-point lead, and thought the officials did a good job stopping play there, Chris, trying to settle everything down.
Yeah.
And obviously our local law enforcement doing a good job of identifying who threw the objects immediately and getting that person out of here.
Yeah, and we're glad that we've got such a capable and competent law enforcement here tonight to be able to do so. Again, like you said, getting the perpetrator out of here as quickly as possible. But again, going back to that play, James, I mean, on a lot of nights that might be a foul, and you know, we've seen it on both ways. On a lot of nights, a lot of those would have been fouls, but the officials have set a standard here this evening. They haven't called it. We haven't seen it. So it's one of those you can't flop in that spot. They're not going to give it to you. And Drew Hatfield, I understand his frustration. He made a good defensive play, he thought, got himself in position. But it's like we said, it's like balls and strikes in baseball. Once it's set and once the standard's there, you've got to adapt to it.
And I know that a lot of Logan fans are upset that that foul's not called there. And like you said, Chris, maybe on another night it is. But these officials have been consistent with that call all night long. And they stuck with it there. A lot of contact, no call. Chapmanville keeps the basketball. Logan in desperate need of either getting a turnover or Chapmanville missing some shots here. Fans on their feet here at Willie Akers Arena. Inbound pass to Kish. He is fouled. No, excuse me. That's not Kish. That is Scholl. As he's fouled immediately. And he'll go to the line to shoot two.
And now can Chapmanville find anyone that can make free throws at the charity stripe? Again, here in the fourth quarter, they have missed now 7 free throws in all. They are 6 of 13 from the charity stripe in the fourth, James.
So a lot of repeat from what we saw last week. Scholl trying to push this back up to a 5-point lead and does.
And huge free throw there for the junior. And then he had 12 in the first game against Logan. One of the best pure shooters in the state is Andrew Scholl.
Now we're going to have an officials conference. I don't know if they're going to talk about the timeout issue that we mentioned at halftime now because Brad took that timeout there. Are they going to go to the scores table and look at the book? And it looks like they are. Brad seems to be okay with whatever decision's going to be made.
Yeah, again, it seemed more on the Chapmanville side the first time they had that conference earlier in the game, so it'll be interesting to see what it is. But Zach Green doesn't appear to be contesting whatever the conference is either here.
We're back at play. Scholl at the line, 25 seconds to go. 5-point lead for Chapmanville, 56-51. Scholl makes the second one, and it's a 6-point lead for the Tigers.
Now if you're Logan, you've got to either get it into Hatfield or Early's hands, and you've got to get something set quickly.
Hatfield down the floor, skip pass, Hayner, long three on the way, rim no good, rebound tipped around, Obina gets it, throws it out of bounds, and it'll go back to Logan with 13.6 to go. I'm not entirely sure if Logan has any timeouts, Chris. So if they would make a bucket, you may see Chapmanville not even touch the ball off the inbound.
Yeah, if they don't, then that would be the wise thing for Chapmanville to do. But that was a good setup there. Hayner got a nice look at it, almost able to knock it down, but they've got to shoot quick here.
Try to get the handoff to Early. They finally get to him. Early, step back, has an open look at three. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound, no underneath. 6 seconds to go. 4-point lead for Chapmanville. Zach Green takes a timeout. 5 seconds to go. 57-53. Chapmanville ahead, and we're going to get another couple of ejections here tonight.
And, you know, the first game between these two, it was hard fought. It was not the best shooting game, but a very hard fought defensive struggle on both ends where you really like both ends. Here tonight, it's been more of a tournament-style game, and it's been a bloodbath on both sides. So the first time was more congenial between the two. This time, the gloves have coming off. And you know what? If we get a round 3 between these two and possibly 4, my goodness, is that going to be a dogfight up and down the floor? I mean, because this game has been one of the most physical games we've seen all year long, probably the most physical game we've seen all year long.
You know, you look at the top 3 in Class AA, Chris, with Chapmanville, Fairmont, and Logan. All of them belong right there. Bluefield goes down last night to Oak Hill, 9-point win for Oak Hill over Bluefield. So Bluefield undefeated no more.
Yeah.
So you wonder who the teams are going to be in the state tournament. Man, Class AA has been a lot of fun this year.
Oh, it's going to keep being fun. Man, are we in for a fun finish this year over the next month.
Kish looking to inbound the ball, skips it over to Obina. Obina fouled, 3.8 seconds to go. So Obina will go to the line to shoot 2. Zach Green out of timeouts and pretty much out of time here tonight.
Yeah, again, Logan, they never led in this game, but man, what a comeback they put on. Closed it to within 3, down by 14 at the half. You know, once again, you know, if you're Logan, I think you take a lot out of this game. Again, because Chapmanville looked like they had the potential to really run you out of your own gym, but a great fight put up, and this is actually going to be the first loss of the season at home for the Logan Wildcats.
They fought their tails off tonight, Chris. You can't take anything away from Logan. You mentioned it, down 14 at halftime, had every chance as Obina makes both foul shots to make it a 6-point lead. Logan had every chance to go away. Early heave at half court, no good, and that'll do it. The Chapmanville Tigers victorious tonight over the Logan Wildcats. Final score 59-53. Chris and I will be back with the postgame show right after this 2-minute break. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball right here on WVOW and Video Productions.
Accident I got in with the pole and I had to make a claim and all that.
Is that whole thing still dragging out?
No, I took some pics with the app and filed a claim. But you know how they send you money to cover repairs and...
It took forever to pay you, right?
No, I got paid right away. But at the very end of it all, my agent wouldn't even call you back, right? No, she called to see if I was happy. But if I wasn't happy with my claim experience, for any reason, they'd give me my money back. No questions asked. Can you believe that?
No.
The claim satisfaction guarantee, only from Allstate. Switching to Allstate is worth it.
Chronic wounds can really slow you down. At Logan Regional Medical Center, we want to help you get back to doing the things you love without having to travel far from home. That's why the team from our Advanced Care Wound Center combines expertise and advanced technology, like the region's only hyperbaric oxygen therapy program, helping you to heal quickly. Logan Regional Medical Center.
Healing starts here.
It's Thornhill's 13th month used car blowout at Thornhill Factory Outlet. Overstocked and priced to sell. Get your best deal on the used vehicle of your choice. Available from $8,300 and up. Thornhill Factory Outlet, Fountain Place Mall, Logan. We've got your best deal here.
Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services, founded in 1975 by Riley Joe Evans, is a full-service funeral provider, offering services that respect all faiths, personal preferences, and financial considerations. They are the only funeral home in Boone, Lincoln, Logan, and Mingo counties with its own crematory. For more information, contact Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services at 304-855-3232 or visit www.evans-funeral-home.com or like Evans Funeral Home and Cremation Services on Facebook to see their updated obituary information.
Celebrate the new year in a new Buick with 0% APR for 72 months on most Buick models, including all Buick SUVs like 2019 Buick Encore all-wheel drive for $21,900 and over $7,000 off 2018 Regal Touareg all.
Back here at Willie Akers Arena, final score, Chapmanville 59, Logan 53. James Barker, Chris Kidd with you. We thank you for listening to this broadcast of Logan and Chapmanville basketball, not only on WVOW 101.9 FM, 1290 AM in Logan, but also on Video Productions and LoganWildcats.tv, powered by Video Productions. We thank Butch Mounts and Robbie Mounts and the gang at Video Productions for allowing us to broadcast these great high school basketball games throughout the season, as well as girls basketball games and middle school basketball games, and even so they throw some buddy league basketball games in there as well sometimes. And
I'm going to see if you come film me shooting in my backyard or something at this point.
I think if you gave Butch the money, he probably would. He probably would.
Get Farmer Klein and Campbell on that one.
Nationwide insurance agent Greg Dalton is a proud supporter of Chapmanville and Logan Athletics and the community of Logan County for auto, home, life, and business insurance. Call the Greg Dalton Agency at 304-855-5906. Chris, early on, this game really didn't have the flavor that we thought we were going to get. It was Chapmanville early in the first quarter that really took control of this game by shooting so well from the outside. Logan able to hang tough, though, and keep it at 14 points going into the locker room at halftime. But, man, oh, man, the Wildcats on that 10-0 run to start the second half made this one another classic.
And, the way Chapmanville came out, hitting 5 threes in the first quarter, it really did. It felt like, it might be like a 20, 25-point blowout with the way they were playing. But Logan did a great job of weathering the storm. They didn't do that last year in the regional final against Chapmanville. Again, Chapmanville did literally almost the same thing in the regional final a year ago, where they came out, hit bang, 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 3 quick threes, and that was the ball game. And you kind of wondered if it would be similar here tonight, because Logan, they haven't really been punched in the mouth like that all season long early on in the contest. I mean, they fell behind early against Winfield, but you kind of always felt they were going to move back in on them. Well, here tonight, I wasn't sure if they were going to go away or not, and I think Zach Green proved something to himself, proved something to his team with how they were able to come out of that halftime. I mean, you're down 14 points to the defending state champions who haven't lost to a West Virginia team since the 2017 state finals, and you were able to come back, claw back, and be right there head-to-head with them, possession for possession, the last 14 minutes or so of this ball game. If you're Logan fans right now, I know a lot of them were really dejected after they lost that game last Thursday to Chapmanville. A lot of them said, we felt like we missed our chance, we missed our opportunity. I heard that over and over again from a lot of Logan fans. They've got a good team here. Logan County, you've got a good team. You've got 2 very good teams right here, and everyone should be on board with this. I mean, these 2 teams are a lot closer than a lot of people think they are. David Early is a big X factor for Logan against a lot of the other shooters for Chapmanville. I mean, it's a great contrast in styles, and you've got so many competitors on both ends. I mean, it is just lockdown, grind your teeth defense, and every basket is contested, every shot is contested. I mean, this is great high school basketball, and hopefully Logan sees that they are going to have a chance to be there in the end this year. And if you're Chapmanville, you continue to look at the toughness, the mettle that they've shown whenever they've been up against it the few times this year. I mean, I don't think you can count any team in the state that has played a schedule nearly as hard as what they've played, AAA, AA, single A, wherever. I mean, they've gone anywhere, they've played everyone, and they have really built up a toughness that I think they know they're going to need when it comes towards March.
I think you said it really well, Chris. These are 2 teams that are destined to see each other a third time, and they're both destined to go to Charleston. You would think, I'm not going to take away anything from the other side of Region 4, but these are 2 really good basketball teams, and the fans saw a really good basketball game tonight. Yes, at times the fouls didn't go the way that the fans wanted them to go. That happened on both sides, but both teams played hard. Both teams played under control on the floor. Kiss gets fouled underneath by Early. Early lands on top of him, and Early had nowhere else to go. He had to land on top of him on that, and both players get up, shake hands, and move on. That's the kind of things we like to see out of the players on the floor tonight for both Chapmanville and Logan. But both teams have played a very difficult schedule. Both teams are prepared to go into tournament time, and it's just going to be a fun finish to not only this season in the regular season, but a fun finish for the Class AA crown again.
Yeah, and, for any fan on either side that wants to point to, well, this call or that call, I can name a dozen or so more, right, hit right there where we could say the game could have changed on this or that or whatever. So one call did not decide this game whatsoever this evening, okay, because there were a lot of calls that could have led to Chapmanville maybe getting a bigger lead, or could have led to Logan getting a little closer again. This game was not a game decided by this call or that call, so everyone please avoid that as we move forward. A lot of it comes down to just small possessions. Are you able to convert? Can you hit your free throws? Did you how many turnovers did you have at key spots in this game? I mean, that's what it's going to come down to with these sides. I mean, it's really that minute of a difference between the two, and I can't wait. I mean, I really do feel like we're heading towards that sectional final clash in a couple of weeks, and then both teams get to Charleston. Who knows how they may set up that seeding at that point? And I mean, can you imagine getting a Friday night of this in the semis, or a Saturday final possibly in this? I think we'd take it. I think the Civic Center would take this crowd too.
Oh, absolutely.
Over there if they get that chance.
Absolutely. Chris, when you talk about those options, you talk about the sectional tournament play. If Chapmanville and Logan were to face each other in the sectional championship for that third round, that game wouldn't be here. It wouldn't be at Chapmanville. It would be at Mingo Central High School.
Yep.
And that involves another type of atmosphere in itself, because we've seen some games there, and it's just a little bit different. Just a little bit different of an atmosphere there between the fan bases, because they're both out of their home territory. Nobody feels comfortable. That makes everybody on edge.
I think the Civic Center just called and said, hey, we can host that game if you need us to. It's fine. You can bring it on over here. But, they've got a great facility over there at Mingo Central as well. So it holds a great amount of people and a good crowd too. So, that will be a rocking atmosphere as well. But both teams are going to take it that one game at a time, the old saying. But you can't help but look ahead to it. You just can't. I mean,
it's too tasty. Too tasty.
It would take a pretty big slip up. I think Scott's really the only team that could give problems there.
Playing really
yes,
well
they
right
are.
now.
Scott is playing a lot better. I mean, whenever they held Chapmanville to only an 8-point win several weeks back, you're like, well, geez, what happened there? But then you start looking at the way Scott was playing. It's like, you know what? Scott's pretty good this year. Yeah. So I think Scott's really the only team. And Lincoln County, too. Lincoln County, I can't believe I forgot about them. But, they're so up and down. They can end up getting hot on you. And if you're having an off night like one of these two teams, might occasionally have, if it's the right evening, Lincoln County could possibly spring that as well. But nevertheless, Logan and Chapmanville are going to go in as the prohibitive, overwhelming favorites to meet up once again in that sectional final. And I think right now they're the two overwhelming favorites to come out of the region and get to the state tournament.
Chris and I are going to step aside for another 2-minute break. When we'll come back, we'll break down the final scoring for both teams here tonight, and we'll have the Appalachian Power Electric play of the game, the Farmer Klein and Campbell player of the game, and the Temp Control hot hand of the game. You're listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball right here on
Kinzel Law Office is a local firm located at 36 Adams Street in Chapmanville. Rob Kinzel has been practicing law in Logan County for over 15 years and is dedicated to providing quality legal representation for personal injury, criminal defense, and family law for individuals and families throughout southern West Virginia. Call Kinzel Law Office today to set up your free consultation. Rob Kinzel, quality legal services close to home.
Live your life like a dreamer. Fly all over the world. Open your shut so the world can see. You're a beautiful pearl. Live your day like you mean it. And don't forget who you are. You're free to go anywhere. There's no distance too far.
When you're looking for a small local doctor with a big heart, you've come to the right place at Logan Pediatrics. Your child's care is in good hands with our friendly staff of professionals. Our state-of-the-art clinic offers the best in technology and pediatric health care, from immunizations to annual checkups. Most insurance accepted, licensed and insured. Call 304-239-0301 or visit loganpediatrics.com. Located at 300 Prosperity Lane, Suite 100 in Logan. We're also proud to welcome our new location in Danville.
Is 2019 the year you experienced the American dream of owning your own home? If so, you should contact Hometown Real Estate. The agents at Hometown Real Estate have over 30 years of experience to help you through the home buying process. Take the first step in purchasing your next home and contact Hometown Real Estate today. They can show you the house that might be your next home.
Back here at Willie Akers Arena, final score again. Chapmanville 59, Logan 53. James Barker, Chris Kidd with you. Robbie Mounts, our producer on video productions, and Terry Bucklew back in the WVOW Sports Studios taking care of Chris and I. And Chris, final scoring tonight for Chapmanville. Pretty balanced scoring attack, and generally when we see the Tigers win, it's generally with this balanced scoring attack.
Yeah, I mean, they do such a great job. That's why, you know, you talked about at the very top of the broadcast, Obina and Devin Collins both leading the way on the team at 14.8 and 14.5 points. I mean, that's a decent amount, but if you're talking about your leading scorer on the team, you'd expect, somewhere in the 20s, like David Early's averaging 28 points per game. So Chapmanville doesn't have that one guy that's going to kill you every night. Again, they've got 4 or 5 guys that are going to try and kill you every night. Some nights it's Obina, some nights it's Mullins, some nights it's Collins, Kish, Scholl, Elkins off the bench. I mean, there's just so many different weapons that they can go to, and I think that is the biggest separation between the two right now. David Early might be, and I say might be so no one gets upset out there whenever they're listening to this, David Early might be the best player on the floor overall whenever these two teams meet, but right now it's the supporting cast that is the difference. Now, Drew Hatfield really stepped up in that second half. I was glad to see him have the second half he had, and that's what really sparked that comeback. But again, that's where Logan's got to get a little bit more here in the next couple of weeks, okay? Again, we're not talking they need 20 and 30-point outbursts, just need a little bit more to alleviate some of that pressure off of Early. And if they can do that, they can take this really deep into March.
Chapmanville, Mullins with 9, Scholl with 15, Kish with 7, Collins with 15, Obina with 9, and Elkins with 4. For the Logan Wildcats, Early finishing with 24 points, No with 6, Hatfield with 11, Felder with 2, who fouled out and missed most of the fourth quarter. He had 2 points. Mitchell Hayner with 3, Lambert with 4, and Devin Hatfield with 3 to round out the scoring for the Logan Wildcats. And Chris, before we get to our awards tonight, again, we want to thank everybody involved that puts this production on. It makes our jobs a lot of fun when we just get to show up and talk about the game.
Absolutely. I mean, with everything that Terry Bucklew and everyone at WVOW Radio does for us and gets everything out there so we can come here and give this game to everyone on the radio and even online for all of our online listeners and everyone with Butch Mounts and Robbie Mounts at Video Productions and what they are able to do with their camera work and their replays and just letting us get this out there to a bigger audience across the state and across the country. I mean, we get people talking about, they're watching or they're listening on WVOW online from all over the place, from all different countries, all different states. I mean, it's really, really neat to see that we reach all that audience with WVOW Radio and with Video Production. So, again, we thank both of those crews for helping us be heard and, thankfully tonight, not seen. Unlike game 1 where we ended up giving some people nightmares after the fact.
Yeah, that was actually put on a nice button-up tonight because I thought just in case. My brother says I have a face for radio, so thanks a lot for that.
I was going to say, I think James' wife about left him after she saw him on TV last night. Like, oh, my God, that's what I'm married to? And then everyone reminded me, yeah, that's why you're single still.
It's time now for the Appalachian Power Electric play of the game. Don't forget to sign up for real-time text and email alerts about power outages and restoration estimates in the area at AppalachianPower.com/alerts. And the play of the game is that Philip Mullins step-back 3 in the second half, Chris, and you saw it there on Video Productions. Mullins didn't shoot a lot tonight, but Philip, when he needed to, made some big shots in this one.
Yeah, he finished with 9 points in the game, but that three-pointer in the third quarter, that was right in the midst of that big run by Logan where they were storming back and, just looked like Chapmanville had no response for him. I mean, you had a couple of big three-point plays for Devin Collins sandwiched in there, but that step-back 3 was where the crowd was really raucous. Logan had all the momentum, and he stepped back and buried that, pushed the lead back up to 8 at the time, I believe it was, and really helped settle things down for Chapmanville and get them back into a rhythm. rhythm in that game and really prevent Logan from closing the gap even deeper than what they had.
Our Farmer Klein and Campbell player of the game goes to a 6'7" senior from Chapmanville. That's Devin Collins, who, Chris, started out the game very hot from the outside and really was the reason that Chapmanville had that 14-point lead going into the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, as we said, Devin Collins, one of the best shooters in the state whenever he gets his opportunities, and here you see it here on Video Productions. Got that early look that he was able to bury to put Chapmanville up by 9, hit another one later on in the quarter, and then in the second half, those 3-point plays, and right there you see that drive along the baseline, that high floater that gave Chapmanville an 11-point lead in the first half. I mean, he made a lot of big plays on the defensive end, too, to Devin Collins, and tonight, you know, he definitely earned that award. After what he said, I didn't feel like I played well in that first game against Logan. Tonight, he showed why he is a D1 prospect by a lot of schools wanting to get him to come in because he's a competitor, he's tough, and he can hit the big shots whenever he needs to.
Leaves us with our temp control hot hands of the game. We're going to give those to two individuals. David Early for Logan finishing with 24 points, and Andrew Scholl of Chapmanville, who finishes with 15 points. Early only 10 points in the first half, Chris, but really took over when Logan needed him in the second half. And Scholl just consistent all night long for the Tigers.
Yeah, again, Early came out, and he was the catalyst to start that run in the third quarter. He scored the first 6 points of the period, really got the crowd ignited, and then you saw the role players, Drew Hatfield, really the second option on this team most of the time, got him going as he ended up scoring 8 third-quarter points to ignite the crowd. So Early did a great job of really taking on that attack mode whenever he had been a little bit stymied in the first half. But then you talk about Scholl. Again, I was really hoping he'd finish with 12 points tonight. I was really hoping he would. I would have laminated the score sheet and brought that to school and told him that was his tribute to Tom Brady if that would have been the case. You people out there have no idea what this week has been like in school with him going over this. I mean,
I'm sure he would say the same thing about you.
It's been fun. I've had more fun than he's had.
I bet he has. I bet you have.
Oh, yes, I've had a lot of fun with it, and I have a dry erase board outside my door, and I noticed that some of the things I wrote got changed from time to time after class was out or whenever he randomly had to go to the bathroom for the 14th time that day, probably from another room. But we had some fun with it this week, and I really enjoy that kid. He's a really good kid, good player, good scorer. I mean, just one of the best shots in the state by my at least my opinion, which whatever that's worth to anybody. But Andrew Scholl, he's a tough competitor. Coming from Huntington, won a state championship his freshman year there. He knows what it takes on this type of a stage. And tonight, I think he showed his mettle whenever he needed to. The first game against Logan, he had 12 points in that one as well. So he's really stepped up in this rivalry, being the first year he's been a part of it. And I think he very much deserved that honor here tonight, especially with hitting 3 or 4 free throws down the stretch whenever Chapmanville was really struggling to hit free throws. He knocked down a couple of big ones to put the game away.
So Early and Scholl, your temp control players or hot hands of the game. Chris, moving forward, you only have a couple weeks left of the regular season between the boys basketball side, only about a week left on the girls side. Moving forward, what do you see both of these teams doing with those last 2 weeks of the regular season?
Well, I think if you're Logan, you've got to get David Early healthy after tonight. I mean, because he's going to have to really gear up for another one of these titanic duels with Chapmanville, it appears, in a couple of weeks. And, need to get Chucky Felder after he got a little banged up earlier this week, get him healthy. So I think you'll see some of the focus be on that, not as much on, the rankings. But you want to see yourself playing more consistent basketball. Obviously, both teams want to be scoring a little bit better than what they have been in the last couple of games. But I think both teams are pretty happy about where they're at the moment. They're going up against tough competition. They're getting everyone's best look right now. So there are no off nights for these teams, as Logan found out on Tuesday against Winfield, who is 8-8, but I think a much better club than an 8-8 team from what I saw over there. So Logan's going to have to be ready to take everyone's best shot. Chapmanville's been used to that the last couple couple of years. Logan's getting used to that, and I think they proved tonight that they can handle that type of pressure. So can they close out on a strong note? I think that's going to be something that they have to do if they want to go in with that momentum, because I feel like if you take another step back towards the end of the regular season, then that doubt creeps in again. With Chapmanville, I don't fear that as much for them closing out the season just because of the championship medal that they have on that end and the tough-mindedness. But I think Logan, they really did prove something to themselves here tonight, and I think they did in the first game as well. So Logan and Chapmanville, a couple games left in the regular season. If they can end it without another loss, I think you'll see both teams going into tournament play as two of the favorites to make it to Charleston.
Well, speaking of finishing on the strong note, Chris and I end our broadcast tonight thanking everybody that was a part of this, Robbie Mounts and Terry Bucklew, and the players and the fans that made this atmosphere such a great night here from Willie Akers Arena. To be able to do this broadcast, and you see the intermingling of the fans here as they start to exit the building here tonight. So, once the game's over, everybody's buddy again, and hopefully that'll stay that way if they do meet for that third and final time. Well, maybe not final time.
Hopefully not
season.
Final time.
That's
Hopefully
right.
not.
So that'll do it here for us from Willie Akers Arena. Once again, your final score, it's Chapmanville 59, Logan 53. The Tigers improved to 16-2 on the season. The Wildcats drop to 17-3. For Chris Kidd, Robbie Mounts, and Terry Bucklew back in the WVOW Sports Studios, I'm James Barker bidding you a good evening. We now join basketball Friday night already in progress. You've been listening to Logan and Chapmanville basketball right here on WVOW and Video Productions.